Someone on the social media must have replied, I think on TikTok, and looks like they didn't mess up.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, whatever time you're watching, welcome back to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I am your host. I go by the name of Del Estrada. And you know how it is. I'm never here by myself. I'm joined with my fellow pundits. Let's go. Strives.
Yo, man, what you saying, man? It's your boy Strives, or you can call me Striver, representing Arsenal. Yeah, man. Part of the season's over, as we're probably going to find out in this episode. But part of the season's still alive, man. So yeah, still got things to look forward to. But believe it or not, I'm still in good spirits.
Yeah. Good. Next up, Marley Marl.
Yeah, Marley Marl here, repping all things France this week, as you can see. as ever, I'm always happy to be here amongst my friends. How's everyone doing?
All good. Next up, Drayman.
Yeah, Drayman, you know me already, Man United avid fan, but let's not talk about United. Let's move it, keep it moving.
Yeah. And guys, listeners, watchers, as you know, we have Liverpool's number one supporter with us. But because of what happened at the weekend, we thought, you know what, we can't just give you one. Let's give you two Liverpool fans today.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, Joey.
It's your boy Joey Nomadic, a.k.a. Liverpool number one supporter, a.k.a. got the jacket on today, a.k.a. let the hair down, a.k.a. got the hat on, a.k.a. got the matching kit for the jacket.
Come on.
Let's fucking have it, boy.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's go.
And,
Champion.
Why you laughing? Why you not?
Those voices you heard is our special guest today. Second time on the podcast, goes by the name of London Athletic. What are you telling us, my guy?
Yo, everybody. Warren, a.k.a. London Athletic, a.k.a. Talk to Me Nice, a.k.a. Liverpool's other number one fan, a.k.a. 2 multiplied by 10 leagues, 1 Warrior done, a.k.a. Thanos, a.k.a. Evil Dominic Toretto, a.k.a. Warriors in the building. Make some noise if you're a champion right now.
Yeah. Champions elect.
If he's gonna sound like Jenny Francis all episode, you might want to put the mic closer to you.
Real. You want to take that bass out of your voice.
That's sorry.
As I mentioned, both Liverpool's number one supporters from London. But
Who you support again? Sorry, I forgot.
Pardon?
Who you support again?
I'm just a host today.
Just check.
Yeah.
Sound check.
But there's a lot to talk about today. We'll talk about a lot of things. But before we get into, let's do some housekeeping. You can find us on all major platforms, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can interact with us on X, TikTok, and Instagram. So like, comment, share, all of that good stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Before we get into it, guys, how was your weekend?
Yeah, man. You know what? It was a very eventful weekend for me personally, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Had a bit of a funny start, and but yeah, man, brilliant. Saturday we obviously talk of the town, Conor, Benn, and Chris Eubank Jr. fight. Freaking awesome, bro. Awesome. So yeah, me and Marley Marl and a couple of other friends, Matty Savage, who featured on the pod. Raf, who I don't know why he's not been on the pod yet, but
he's been calling for it for a minute. So.
Yeah. We need to get him on because I swear he's even meant to be one of the original members, like once upon a time, innit? Yeah. So Raf, and then B man, you might hear his name a lot, but he's too much of a puss to come on the pod for some reason.
I coaxed him. He said he's gonna come. He's gonna come eventually.
He's lying. I'm letting you know right now. He lied to you. But yeah, man. So yeah, all of us we went to the fight, man. And I can't lie, man. It was sick. Because obviously when Arsenal was in the doldrums once upon a time, obviously I needed to find another love in it. And I don't
boxing welcome you.
Yeah, boxing really
definitely.
welcome. And it substantiated all my desires, like all the violence that was running through my vein at the time. What did you call me?
Put us in pause.
Pause. I thought he was going to call me a puss. I was like, what did I do this time, man? But yeah, man. So yeah, it was brilliant, man. And to obviously be there with the boys. Obviously Marley Marl as well, being I wouldn't say you're as deep into boxing as I am.
Nah, I'm a fight enthusiast. I like fighting. I'm a UFC guy usually. But yeah, for the big British fights, I'll lock in it. And yeah, great spectacle, man.
It was good because that's what I was gonna say. It was good, like kind of witnessing how Marley Marl enjoyed it. Because then it was like, nah, this is actually a sick event. Because you know, like when someone is like enjoys the sport but isn't like proper like into it, and you see how they enjoy it, you're like, yeah, nah, this was dope. Because I weren't sure if I was just mad giddy, like because I was getting bare. I was getting like a lot of responses to some of my socials because obviously if anyone follows me on social media, I was legit screaming when Chris Eubank Senior.
I was gonna say the Stonecourt music come on, bro. It was like the Rock, bro. Like WrestleMania, it was insane,
bro. The whole place erupted, bro. Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, hold on, is that? Because obviously Marley Marl and I, we've been slewing him all week. Like, how are you gonna do that to your son, kind of thing, like etc. And when he showed up, bro, it was like. It's like all of that went out the window, bro. I'm like, it was like a WrestleMania production, bro. It's like they planned it, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. And then the fight itself was sick, and the card in general was deep. I felt.
Do you think so? I didn't like the cards.
You know what? Again, I think this is the part where because I enjoy the sport, so I'm like invested in some of the stories.
Yeah.
So like, I thought in the yard and Lyndon Arthur, that fight was a little bit. It was a bit of an anticlimax in my opinion, just because it went on too long. They both weren't match sharp. Weren't fight sharp.
That's what
I'm even hearing Anthony Yards blaming Joshua Boatsi for that. I'm like,
why?
Because
they were meant to fight each other.
He had a gentleman's agreement, and obviously Boatsi was keeping himself, doing the right thing in my opinion, keeping himself active, testing himself. He ended up losing to Callum Smith not long ago, but apparently him and Yard was meant to fight. But Yard's kind of like, and I like Anthony Yard, so if he ends up watching this, like, but he's been stinking. Listening, yeah. He's been stinking recently, man. We have to call it, we have to keep it a buck. Like, so why would you jump into that fight? Like, you need to build the fight better. You need to have good performances. And even that one against Lyndon Arthur, I don't think that's going to put any more extra bums on seats other than what he's already got. So anyway, obviously that's the co-main. So you've had a, in my opinion, a decent card. Obviously Marley Marl saying differently, and then you get to the main event.
Yeah, that was
delivered.
Yeah,
proper.
They were going after it, man. That's what you want to see. If you're paying good money, you want to see like two warriors going after it, man.
You see in the group chat, because obviously me watching it versus you being there, because I think I thought Conor Benn was blowing. But then you said Eubank was blowing. As soon as you said that, I was like, then I started to look and he was blowing. But then you remember he's had to lose weight.
It was a wake cut. It was definitely a wake up.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Like, obviously you Marley Marl attested this. Like, I had Eubank kind of up, you know.
Yeah, I had him up, yeah.
But there was bare guys around me that was just disagreeing. Like, it was like, nah, man, Ben, it's 50-50. Now, Ben's ahead, especially in the beginning.
Maybe the first 2 rounds.
I ain't watched it back, to be fair. But at the time, I remember thinking, like, I couldn't split them for a couple of those rounds. And then I was giving Eubank the edge. Like, I thought he was doing the better work.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So I'd love to like watch it back and see if I still maintain that opinion. Like, I agree that it must have been a close fight because everyone's saying it, but
because I thought it was a draw. I thought a draw would have been a good result.
Yeah,
just for them to run it
back. The thing is, that you saw Ben started quick, but then I was saying, imagine I was watching it with my missus.
Yeah.
And I was saying, surely this guy can't keep the same pace.
But he surprisingly.
He did, but you could see he kind of plateaued a little bit, and then
the skill level starts.
Exactly, exactly.
But and obviously being a small fella myself, you know, obviously I go gym and that. So I don't really, I don't like perpetuating this whole thing. But the bigger man kind of.
But when people say they're bigger man, but ultimately their weights were more or less the same, right? Just that Conor Benn was just smaller and Eubank was taller.
Yeah, no, so what happens?
But weight-wise, they're probably near enough the same, right?
No, actually, because not too far from each other. I know what you're saying, but no. So their weight class would be, obviously the fight limit was 160 pounds, yeah? So Conor Benn, he usually fights at 147.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he's gone up 2 weight classes. So there's 154 after.
But that's good for him, though.
That is good for him. But he probably came in at about 156 or something like that. And then after he rehydrates, he might be in the ring at maybe 170. I don't know. Something like that. Now, Chris Eubank, he's probably in the ring usually at probably like 180 or something like that. But because of this rehydration clause, he was boiled down. So he could only get to 170 at 8 a.m. And then he has the rest of that day to kind of put his weights back on. But it's not natural because you've had to boil yourself down, and then all of a sudden you're now obviously you're rehydrating, you're putting the weight back on, but your body's not naturalizing to what is,
especially when you're about to perform.
When you're about to perform
exactly.
everything. So actually, there probably was a weight disparity, but more so than that, I think there's there's the sciences of it. It can't be safe. That's why there was such a big discussion about it. Like, should you have a rehydration clause? But then I can hear the other side as well, like what Dennis Strada's probably alluded to. Well, if Conor Benn's the smaller man and they've agreed this fight weight, what's the big hype? But there is a science towards it. That's why there's a massive convo about it. That's why Senior in the beginning was dead against it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing on the socials a lot of people saying they don't want to see a rematch because that delivered.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah. Do you know it was a good event? How did you feel when you was going home? Because obviously leaving them stadiums is a long thing, innit?
Yeah.
But if you're happy when you're leaving them and you're queuing and all that kind of stuff, that's how you know it was a perfect event, man.
I'm happy about it. But honestly, I think for man them everywhere, like, go to a boxing event, man. It's a laugh, it's good vibes, good community spirit.
Now you love to make friends in the stadium as well, bro. That's the second time. Well, this guy makes so many chums, bro.
I've made a friend for life. Was there any scraps in the crowd?
Oh, but there's always that fight.
I love it, bro.
But that's all part of it, though, right?
Yeah.
That's all part of
You know
going
what?
to a
I
boxing
didn't know
event.
that until Wally Wild pointed it out. You know, I was like, "Are you sure that's?" Because, like he said, I'm quite friendly, so I'm out there making friends. But I didn't know there's people out there fighting, bro.
Yeah, they love it, bro.
Yeah.
When they get drunk. What were you like saying about Billy Joe Saunders calling Napa rubber lips?
Well,
That's crazy.
first of all, that guy's a dumb dude. Anyway,
I had rubber lips in primary school.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
You like, I know people are saying he's racist and all the rest of that, but I just think he's just like that.
Yeah.
It
That's
seems
just
like it's a
hype,
wind up, bro.
Yeah, he's a wind up. I don't know if it's politically correct to call them gypsies or whatnot, but that's what he calls himself. You know what I mean? The travellers, whatnot. You know, the way that they've been brought up, like, they got no behaviour, bro. Like,
Yeah, but like, obviously...
their sons and their mums will tell their dad, fuck off, you can't.
Yeah, obviously it's a bit nuts, but at the same time, it's a word, innit? Like, it's a name calling, and at the end of the day, these men punch up each other, innit? So I'm sure it'd be worse if they start punching up rather than calling them.
Yeah, because it's because you call them rubber lips and big nose or something.
Big nose, yeah.
Rolled up the old school.
Yeah, bro.
Rolled the sleeves
I was
up.
right to call him an APC, bro.
I'm sure he went.
Call him an African booty cleaner. Like, fucking hell.
Nah, it's mad crazy.
No, but that's what happened, though.
Nah, that held it down.
No.
That held it. He goes, you ain't coming in.
You're coming in, bro.
But I didn't know it was his manager.
No, bro.
Is he his manager?
Yeah,
his manager.
He's got a couple fighters now, you know.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Nap is like, I was saying, I'd love to have a sit
I was
down
confused.
and I'd find out how you did this. I'd love to work in that industry. Even though I hear it's mad, but I'd love to do a little bit more.
Yeah, because was it? You wanted a job from someone. I remember you messaged him. Was it?
I didn't know this shit. Anybody,
I remember.
Was it?
No, the other one.
What's his name?
Eddie.
The other one. What's the other one that's now late? Shelley.
Oh, allow it.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know
Who's that one again?
Maloney or something.
Yeah, Maloney.
You actually Frank Malone.
Yeah.
Malone.
Pre or post.
No, but I didn't miss.
Oh, okay.
Post
Malone.
I haven't messaged anyone. Once upon a time, you know, Eddie Hearn's number used to be in my phone book. But you know, like, obviously, when you're an estate agent, obviously, I work in property as well. You meet a few people, like even was it Spencer Fearon? I was trying to find him somewhere. Like, this was many, many years ago. These guys probably might not even remember, so to speak. So you meet a couple of people and you hold on to a few numbers just in case. They've all changed now.
Which one of you? Hey, which one of you, man, messaged Cristiano Ronaldo happy birthday?
That would be Dre, man.
Is that Dre?
Probably.
Hang on.
We were playing like that.
Keep up the good work.
Hang on, listen. On that subject, let's get back into the car and for why we're really hearing it.
Unless you try to eat up the 25 minutes of the time.
Let that be the last time you speak today.
You're done now.
Yeah, the biggest story of the weekend.
What was it?
Do you want to host, bro?
Sorry.
Yeah?
Not this time. Sorry.
The biggest story of the weekend, isn't it? So Liverpool, you guys, 5-1 victory against Spurs. Did it at home. Premier League champions.
Again.
20th time. Matching Man United. Talk to us, guys. How do you not feel?
Joe, you want to go first?
No. You got this, man. You got this.
I'm giving you guys the floor
You know
to
what?
have your moment.
You know what? I feel like Tony the Tiger. I feel great right now, my guy. I feel great if you're asking me. It's a testimony to consistency and just being the best again.
I'm being a Northern team. I heard the PJ Morel like the teams up those sides.
Yeah, have you heard that? Yeah. All right, cool. Nice one. Yeah, nice. Anything else you want to add, or you have to
You know,
put
I'm
the
sorry.
mic down?
I'm just playing my part. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just be the heel. Just be the heel, yeah?
My role, man. He's Dom Toretto today. He already come out in the play, just murder up the place. Listen, I feel great. The way that Liverpool have conducted themselves this
And
season.
so,
Yeah.
before you continue, I'm giving you the moment to do your celebrations. Do you not want to do your celebrations anymore?
Oh, you know what? You first. You first.
I'm first,
Yeah, I'm
man.
There we go.
Take a cup. It's a red one, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Why is there only two?
Oh,
There's only 2 winners in
Can I get one?
it. Nah, you can't, man. Listen, when you guys go and finish your bit, don't mess up. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
When you guys go and finish your thing,
don't mess up.
don't mess up.
Hey, you know what? Someone on the social medias, must have replied. I think on TikTok, guy looks like they didn't mess up.
For real.
How did they spell it?
It's about.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 Zs.
No, they didn't do me the
Okay,
two then. No, but it made me laugh when I
That's
saw
about
it
to
pop
go
up. I
viral.
was like, oh,
Yeah,
no.
man.
So Jerry,
Yeah,
whilst
we're
London
popping
Athletic
champagne.
is
Popping
popping the
champagne.
bottle,
Yeah, man.
talk to us. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, it was a testament to the consistency. You know, there's loads of naysayers. When it seemed like we had gotten it over the roads, loads of people were talking about, obviously the don't mess up. You've got the everyone else is injured or everyone else is rubbish or this might be the worst league competition that we've witnessed, all of these things. But not one of those people saying those things, I said it before, not one of those people saying those things were champions. They were all losers.
Wow.
And I think they all
it's a
must
bit extreme.
remember, no, they were all losers. And they still are all losers.
Straight.
And I want them to remember that while my drink is being poured.
Oh, is this a specific person?
No, all of them. All of them that said it.
All
Like,
of you.
Call the names out.
Huh?
Call the
Well,
names
obviously, Strav said what he said, but we know
What does
that.
Strav say?
We know that Strav is a loser.
What does
We know that. So it's fake news.
This is crazy.
But everybody
man.
that's got my phone number that messaged me, my 4 make sure all your kids don't grow.
Hey, cheers. Cheers, chap.
Cheers.
Wow.
This is insane.
This
is insane. See, and you lot that will get at me. At least when I'm happy, I make sure we all drinking.
No, but you ain't won nothing though.
You ain't won nothing. This is
Yeah,
a celebration,
like,
man.
let's go, man.
I'm celebrating what, bro?
Didn't you celebrate beating Real Madrid for like...
Nah, I'm just when I'm
saw
happy.
you.
I said when I'm
saw
happy.
you.
Okay.
Well, hey, but when I won, we all eating.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
Yeah,
No, but we all won though.
Huh?
We all won.
This
bro.
week.
Yeah, because if he won, then we won. Because he doesn't
yeah.
support a team, bro.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it was a neutral
So-
celebration.
Oh, no, I thought you meant we won because Arsenal didn't win it.
No, I'm saying because he
Nah.
said when Newcastle and
Oh,
I'm saying,
He's
but
saying Della
This- this-
support.
this-
it's a neutral
Marley Marl
celebration.
guy.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure it's Tourette's, bro. I'm trying to be humble, bro. I'm trying to be chill, bro. I'm Man United.
Okay.
15th.
Now, you look, listen, I'll be honest, yeah. I just want to say, I'll take the opportunity here to say, all right, look, I appreciate you guys inviting me back to the show. Once
Even
we
on
get,
that, you should have given us a cup. At
once,
least.
once we get through,
Yeah, I just noted there's some
once,
cups up there.
once we get through,
Yeah.
I'll get myself some champagne.
go on.
I'm going to get mine. I'm getting mine.
I'll get mine. Once we get through the Liverpool segment where we're talking about winning and winners, then you guys can join us.
We'll see what's left over.
Yeah, you guys can join us.
And now there's still stuff to claim this
Yeah.
season, bro. Go,
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, don't worry. It might be our
Bro.
turn soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, and I'm celebrating.
And I'll be all right.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm thinking that's going to be an
Yeah.
empty bottle
Right,
by the
anyway.
time we get
But
it.
yeah, let's talk football.
Let's talk football.
So
Let's
yeah,
talk football. Let's not be
20th league title. Talk to us, guys. You got your cups in your hand. You're doing your celebration drink.
Yeah, no, obviously, I was listening to TalkSport
Did you
today.
cry, by the way? Did you? Any of that drop?
Cry?
Yeah.
No, I don't
No,
I don't-
no
I don't
emotions.
cry. No.
Emotions.
Yeah, it hasn't really felt like I think it's because they've won it for a
We've
while.
won it
now,
for a
innit?
long
Like,
time,
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
So,
hasn't
far
really
ahead.
been that-
yeah, it's just
Have
been,
you bought your ticket yet? To
unfortunately,
No, you should go though. You should
Yeah.
go.
You're not going.
I can't.
Oh, of course, of course,
I'm
of
going.
course, of course.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
Well, have you bought your ticket yet?
Hotels booked, tickets booked.
How much was
Seriously,
your
yeah.
train?
Wow, that's-
Oh, everyone I know
that's dedication, bro.
who's not having a child has bought their ticket.
Bod bought his ticket.
Bod's got his ticket.
This guy, he can't even answer a simple question.
In it, bro. It's been dodgy,
The
bro.
hell? Guys, the league's over. You've won it. Let's all have a good time.
I just don't think he wants to fraternize with trash.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, this
All I'm
is
saying,
I'll go with blue flares, bro. Like,
like, can't we not?
I think if somebody supported Liverpool asked him, he would answer.
It's like the best.
With all due respect, you're talking from the perspective of somebody who hasn't supported a team and won the Premier League.
Let me land this point. At the end of the day, we started the season. Everyone put their best foot forward. Liverpool won. No agenda anymore. You guys won. Okay, cool. Well, we can't have a drink together?
No, you're enemies. We're still enemies, bro.
What, for the rest of our lives?
You're disappointing me missing the parade because of the babies coming.
I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in myself because it's All right, you know what?
I'm gonna
How many babies can you have, Logan?
Just
make another one, bro.
Liverpool's number one fan ain't going to the parade. That's exclusive.
You should go. You should find a way.
But
you will understand, bro.
You know, I tried to persuade her to have the baby up in Liverpool, but her mum weren't having it. So,
man.
But no. Obviously, it's a testament to Slot. But what I loved about it the most was the ode that Arne Slot gave to Jurgen Klopp as well.
Yeah.
We paid the favour in it because obviously he helped him transition into the club, gave him that introduction. And it's the class about it because he's acknowledging that this is a squad that Jurgen Klopp built. We didn't buy any players, anyone. We got Chiesa, obviously, but we didn't buy any players. And he knew that I have to pay my dues. And there's just a class around it, innit, man? Obviously, people are likening them to like the Bill Shankly and the Paisley and that era as well. Whether it is or not is irrelevant. The point is that when it has come to it, he's not pointing at himself, he's pointing to other people. And that's the kind of humility and attitude that we need at this club to go forward, man. So, yeah, man, I'm gassed about the future, man. Of this club.
Big up, man. Big up, man. Obviously, all jokes aside as well, man. Just like, well done.
Yeah,
I said I'd give you your guard of honor. There's your guard of honor, bro.
So I didn't get mine.
Keep going, man.
Well done, man. Because look, like, obviously, I've got my comments on the campaign. However, the only thing that actually matters is you guys were consistent. You were the superior team. And when everyone else was doing what they were doing, you just focused on what you were doing. That was just being excellent, man. And to be fair, man, I wish my team could have done that a few years ago. So to obviously see you guys do it. And you know what? I'm quite happy for, like, I don't like a lot of you Liverpool fans, to be honest, especially you London-based ones. But what I am kind of glad for, is the fact that you guys are actually getting to see your team win the Premier League and actually celebrate this time because it was kind of nasty.
Not me.
Are you hearing it?
Not me, though, but...
From the TV screen.
The baby stole it from me.
You're unborn.
Unborn team.
When you look at him. And he comes late. Imagine they come late as well. Wait.
Like, you mean to tell me? No.
Yeah, you mean to tell me I could have gone? No, but seriously, I like the fact that Slot paid his dues to Klopp because there are a few people that need a shout out. And the first one is Jurgen Klopp. And I think it all starts with the fact that he realised that for whatever reason, he wanted to leave the club at the end of last season. And he made the announcement early. And I think that gave FSG ample opportunity to go out there and do their due diligence in the market and find, whether it's luck or whatever it is, the right manager to take over. But the way that Jurgen handled it, the way that he passed the torch over to him, he literally gave him the fan base. Yeah. We were really I was heavily connected to Jurgen Klopp. He brought a lot of emotion to the club and he tapped into that emotion because Liverpool was actually a very emotional club. And you saw that yesterday with, we're playing Tottenham and literally you would have thought that it was actually the parade because the amount of people that had lined the streets just to see the coach come in, all the fireworks and the fanfare going on, it was crazy for a Premier League game. You don't see it. So,
but there was a reason for that, though.
Yeah, there was a reason. But what I mean is that I think in particular with Liverpool, there's something visceral when you go there and emotional to when they're about to do something tremendous. And I'll come back around to that as well because they pick their moments. Yeah. That was the first time that you would have heard Freed From Desire played in our stadium. And we've beat teams this season. Yeah. Beat Real Madrid. Then they're Freed From Desire getting played when we beat Real Madrid.
Message.
Yeah.
Sorry, you beat them in the group stages.
Like, what does that mean?
What do you mean? What I mean
we'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it. But basically, when something was won was when the tunes started to play. You don't play tunes just because you won a match. Play
What's
tunes
this in
when you
relation
win.
to? What's this in
trophies.
relation to?
I'm
Elaborate.
talking about the visceral nature and emotion that flows through Liverpool as a club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's unique to other clubs in the Premier League.
Yeah.
The other thing you got to realise
How
is
do you know? You guys ain't really been.
it's different, man.
No,
Different.
but no.
I hear what you're saying, but
I hear what you're saying.
there's other clubs
I hear
like
what you're
Palace.
saying
is
a little bit as well.
From a
Again,
smaller
No,
scale.
do you know why Palace isn't similar? Because obviously you got things like the Hillsborough, and we know how Margaret Thatcher felt to Northerners and especially Liverpool. So they feel especially isolated. So that's why it's very, very different in terms of very
No,
tribal.
I agree with that.
No, I
I
get what you're saying about playing a song, but when you keep on saying message, who's the message?
Oh no,
to?
because obviously you know that there's that photo going around of like Martin Odegaard taking a picture of thingy.
So you.
No, but
Why can you not take a
No.
picture?
Listen.
you shouldn't be taking a picture when you're a professional footballer. What's going on here, bro?
For example,
But he used a phone, bro.
Yeah, he's a phone.
He didn't use
Where he's a
professional
phone.
equipment.
Someone else's phone.
Whatever.
He's gone.
Yeah, go on.
Picture
to answer your
moment.
question-
Picture
sorry,
moment.
go ahead.
No,
No,
go.
it's like picture moment, isn't it?
Mhm.
It deserved it.
So, for example, take yourself back, ironically, to last season. Liverpool lost 4-3 to Spurs, yeah, at White Hart Lane.
Mhm.
First time in a while. And can you remember, this was only back in September. And the tunes were playing, Alexa was playing Gala, they were doing
With
flipping.
Spurs.
Spurs were
Okay.
doing it. And I'm saying that you would not see Liverpool win a game now and do that. I know that when he was trying to rejuvenate Klopp, was trying to rejuvenate that spirit within Liverpool, like people hark back to the West Brom draw, he made them go and do whatever.
Mhm.
But even then, there weren't no mad free from desire going off and all that. He was just trying to show them, look,
Yeah.
we can believe, yeah? Liverpool will only let their hair down when the job is done. And that's what I liked about the whole feeling.
I heard
yeah?
that, but I feel like who made you motherfuckers the celebration police? Because you that won the league.
20 league titles.
The trophy made it.
Yeah, the trophy.
So
20.
so
We've done it
you
repeatedly.
can celebrate.
We just answered your
No,
question.
but I need to understand.
Go
So
on.
you basically talked about Spurs don't win anything. So
They don't win nothing.
they can play music, they can do whatever. It's irrelevant.
And you've only just started with the
You know what I'm
Premier League
saying?
titles.
So that's
Pipe
because
down.
So I feel like the whole thing of being a celebration
Fine.
police is like
We're not the
football-
celebration police.
I'm-
We're just the lead by example police.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just a classy way
Football's
to do it.
football's for
Mm.
celebration. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
It's
It's not. It's for winning.
It's for winning
It's
trophies.
for
Okay.
winning. Yeah.
It's a trophy winning.
Can I finish my point, please? Football is for celebration. There's fans who will never win anything. They'll never win a trophy,
Mhm.
but they love their club. They'll celebrate, win, lose or draw. You get promoted, you get relegated. We'll still celebrate. But I
We
feel
got
like
a name for those guys, though.
yeah, the losers. But I feel like in this day and age, I feel like in this day and age, where there's too much of a microscope in terms of how people can celebrate. You're entitled to celebrate how you want.
Mhm.
It's
Agreed.
Each should own.
But we're also
I don't think we
entitled
should
to
be.
criticize how we
Yeah,
want
of course,
as well.
but I feel
Yeah.
like it's very harsh to say. Now we've done it. We're the classiest team around because we didn't play music when we should have played music.
No, you're doing that
No,
voice,
no,
but
no,
what you have to understand
no,
is
no.
that obviously you're not an
I'm trying
Arsenal. Hang on, you're not an Arsenal fan, but there are Arsenal fans who are talking rubbish at the same time. So when
No, I think he's
hang on, wait.
specifically talking
no,
about
he's not. But what I'm saying, there are people that are talking rubbish. So when I reference Martin Odegaard, for example, you're talking about LA and me, who are both Liverpool fans who have to listen to that. And then we have our debates and they have their banter to us.
Okay.
And they get us when we fuck around and we get them when they fuck around. So I get what you're saying,
You've been able
but
to get us for 3 seasons.
I get what you're saying, Della, but you're not adding the context of there's a rivalry and a banter between us, innit?
Bear in mind what I said. I talk about Spurs. I'm not. I'm
No, but
so-
I'm talking about Arsenal
Yeah,
as well.
no,
so in the same kind of
you,
category.
You
but
always talk about Arsenal.
no, I don't.
I'm not talking about
No,
Arsenal.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was speaking
But I'm
generally.
talking
because
generally
you
speaking,
use
I'm
the
looking at it
example
like
of Spurs.
this.
I just
For
said
me,
sometimes we can't just.
To me, there's something wrong in football at the moment, yeah, for me. And it's this idea, and it kind of harks, I'm kind of maybe going to be a bit contradictory here,
Mm.
but it's about what you win in football. That's a big part. And that's when your celebration should be at their peak. Your celebration should not be at your peak when you beat another club in a singular match,
But- yeah,
unless
but-
it's worth
Okay, so
a trophy.
you
at the
play
end.
football.
I'm just
We'll
letting you know,
play
you haven't
football.
seen. If any of this is directed at Arsenal, I'm letting you guys.
Hold
know
on, wait,
now.
I'm
You
not
gotta
mentioning
see
you.
the real me.
If you don't,
Okay,
you don't
so-
see
so-
Arsenal celebrate. You wait.
we all play football. Yeah. When we win a game, when we score a goal, what do? We celebrate.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So when you say
No,
when you-
but
when-
they're
when
like,
you say there's a
imagine
levels to
if
celebration,
we're 4-0 down and I score a goal and then I take off my shirt and run
but
around
that's
the whole
what that's.
pitch. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's
But
not the context.
would
No, but that
everybody
is
be
the
looked? It
context.
is.
That's
No,
the
that's
point.
No, it is
It's
because
not.
because
You just won
What
a
I'm saying
game.
is,
No, that's the thing. You just won a
What I'm
game.
saying
Hang
is,
on.
yeah, what I'm saying is, yeah, when you win a game, you celebrate.
Yeah.
But there's levels to the celebration.
Exactly.
Yeah? You clap, You do your lap of honor with your fans or whatever. You say you well done,
Well, the
fans.
way fans,
And you say well done if we won. You go over there. That's fine. Get off the pitch. Yeah, everybody goes home. When you win a singular game, like in September, and you say Alexa play Freed from Desire. And the team are running around throwing their hands up.
And they're suddenly in the moment,
but you're actually supposed to be a team that has designs on winning stuff. I don't think that is the time to be doing that. And all I'm saying is for my club, I like the fact that my club held it down until they had some silverware to put with that fanfare. Yeah? Okay. Now, anyway, back to Jurgen Klopp. This is going to take forever now.
Before you move on to Jurgen Klopp, because you're going to talk about Jurgen Klopp, you know when he used to celebrate all the time with those free fist pumps? And we even used to say, like, oh, Arteta done it as well. So is that justified even if you guys don't win the league? He's doing the fist pump.
No, that's just in
my mind, I was thinking, as you were talking, there people will be just flinging out examples of when you guys are celebrating.
Hang on, wait, sorry. Are you saying that Jurgen Klopp doing his trademark free fist pumps after winning a game is over celebrating?
Tried to get ahead of it when I think you guys drew a game or something, and he made you guys all line up, and you lot were facing the crowd and doing some sort of hip hurrah. I can't remember.
It was a 1-1 draw.
The hands up.
When Alisson got the goal.
That's not that one. Not that one. That was in lockdown. I'm talking about the one where
it was a draw. You celebrated that, right?
Yeah.
And we drew with West Brom, and he went up to the crowd, and they were like, okay, they were in their Malays, and he went, come on, we just literally got a draw. Now, we've been derided for that. We've been derided, but I look at where we were and where we were trying to get to,
Yeah.
And I say, okay, fair.
So you can appreciate the journey when it's you, but you can't appreciate other people's journey.
No. Fast forward now, a few years now, and it's so funny. Everybody now is doing the equivalent of what Jurgen Klopp did.
Come
on. Let me finish.
A fist pump.
Not a fist pump.
I did it against Liverpool, remember?
Not the fist mocking, though.
Exactly, he's mocking, and then look what
He said he was mocking.
He was mocking, bro.
How do you know he was mocking?
Why would you somebody's trademark celebration when you've just beaten them?
Trademark. I know trademark.
I said somebody's trademark celebration when you've just beaten them.
It's still trademark. Anyway.
There you go.
I think he was mocking him, but he
mocking. I don't know why you're fighting it. No, of course. Agreed.
And Klopp decided he couldn't handle it anymore.
And then
he left it to Arne Slot.
100%. And then now, how did it work for the club? Because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter about Klopp.
No,
it matters about the club.
Let's get back into the club.
That's what I've been saying.
Let's get back into
the point is, I feel that I enjoyed that. I like the fact that when we won something, then we really let it.
Of course, that's when you celebrate to another level.
That's what he's taking it to that level.
No, but what level? Anyway. Because they play music.
No,
moving on.
Different. It's different.
You know what I'm saying.
I don't. That's what I'm genuinely asking. But
well, you follow enough clubs. You should know.
I should know what? How to celebrate.
You know what
I mean? You're out there in this anyway.
But to your point, I think like obviously,
man, this is the wrong time to challenge them. They got no behaviour. They've got no behaviour.
Liverpool, you've got aspirations obviously to win the title potentially, but then there's other clubs like, say, for instance, like a Rangers or a Celtic who also have aspirations to win a trophy. But the Old Firm derby, if you win that, like you can celebrate like crazy.
That's different.
Newcastle, that's the same thing. If you win that,
but it's different though because again, like the Old Firm derby, like you just said, it's a crazy game.
No, but that's what we're saying.
But Tottenham and Liverpool isn't the Old Firm derby, and Tottenham is a club with aspirations. They're a club that should be pushing on for trophies.
Can I just touch on what you're saying a little bit and just a comparison as well? Because we spoke on boxing at the top of the show. Yeah, if you've like listened to like TalkSport or
you're speaking a lot.
So
considering that you didn't win the league, but
no. But you see, like Simon Jordan, for instance, like he doesn't like to like he speaks from a similar hymn sheet as what LA was kind of talking about. Things are about, in fact, both of you were saying it's about winning, right? So he wouldn't put too much like ratings on, let's say, the fight that we were discussing earlier, because they weren't fighting for a belt or fighting for anything. It was more about legacy. It was more about, reputation, what have you.
It's an exhibition match, if we're going to be honest.
So that's how he would look at it. And then he may begrudge somebody or that will celebrate or might over... what's the word I'm looking for?
Over-celebrate.
Maybe over-celebrate that moment or that victory. Indulge too much. Whereas the general person, I personally think he enjoys being a contrarian. The general person will understand the euphoria that matches that moment and understands the celebration that like as in when you see the Eubank embracing his father, you understand that moment. So I liken that to football, like when you're talking about old firm derbies or like it's Spurs. We know Spurs are garbage. Like so when I say that, I don't even say that respectfully, but we just look at the part they played. Like we saw the spoiler before the freaking we saw the spoiler.
It's terrible.
You know what I mean? We knew how that was going to end.
It's terrible.
They were literally the perfect, like he said in the Podcast Pundits caption, they were the perfect guest. They just turned up, got rolled over. But what I'm saying, a team like that, if they now, let's say, beat an Arsenal for the first time or finish above them for the first time in however many years, they didn't win anything, but they're going to celebrate that like it's a trophy because, you get what I'm saying? Because
well, it's different though, because that's the North London derby. That is a thing. The Old Firm derby is a thing. You're allowed to celebrate the derby. Merseyside derby is a thing.
But I think winning is, I know there is an objectivity that comes with winning, but there isn't an element of subjectivity that comes to winning. I think that's what Della's
agreed.
100%. Let's not get sidetracked, because this is meant to be, we're talking about Spurs, we're talking about
celebrating, and he's talking about celebrations of other teams.
I didn't mention Spurs. You mentioned Spurs. But let's get back into the car.
Let's watch the film back. Yeah, go on.
What? Did I mention Spurs?
Nah, I can't.
Carry on.
But let's get. This is your moment. I'm not trying to take anything away from
you. You keep trying to.
I'm really not. This is your moment, Zai. So you've won it now.
Jurgen.
So let's.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
He's charged up. He's waiting. He's got the guns up.
Okay.
He's wearing the tight. Man came in looking like 50 Cent, man. Who the hell is this guy? I don't even recognize him today. Hey, listen.
Yo, Brett, roll the music.
So I have some questions, but you want to say a few things about Jurgen Klopp? So
the first thing I wanted to say was I wanted to shout out generally to Jurgen Klopp for leaving the club in a healthy state to enable the club to go and find a successor is the point I was trying to make, The second person I wanted to shout out was someone that is not getting the plaudits. Well, it's getting some of the plaudits, not the kind of plaudits that I think he deserves. So I'm going to give him his flowers now. And that guy is Alexis McAllister. Yeah? A lot of conversations have been had about Ryan Gravenberch and a lot of comparisons between Declan Rice, who I feel, for me, has been because people say, who's the best midfielder right now?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, for me, just to go on record in that, for me, at the moment, I still believe that Declan Rice, for me, Declan Rice is the best midfielder currently in the Premier League in terms of that position that he plays in. However...
Wait, you mean number 6?
In that central midfield, because I think that Declan Rice is now elevating himself to now being a player that is looking like a box-to-box midfielder.
Because that's what I thought he was, but then people reckon he's a 6.
I think he's a box-to-box classic midfielder personally, because he can do it on both ends of that pitch. He's carrying from box-to-box. He's proven it. And I've always felt, and I think he's got supreme game intelligence. But people talk about other midfielders like this. I saw Tonali, I saw this, and I'm like, if you look at what Alexis does, he dictates the game so well. It only cost us £35 million. You look at how much Enzo cost Chelsea, just by comparison. Yeah, they're both World Cup winners in that World Cup winning midfield. His performance yesterday, Alexis, was again superb. Yeah, and for me, I just wanted to say, yo, Alexis, wherever you're at, my guy,
big up.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to buttress that as well. One thing, obviously, I like Declan Rice, and I like that he molds his game off of Yaya Toure. And I want to see more of that from him. The one thing that I've always held against him is the forward passing. Line breaking passes or whatever, because I know he's capable of doing it. Some people say he can't do it. I know he can do it. The other thing is that compared to McAllister is a space master. That guy finds space everywhere. And I'd love for Rice to do that. But I can't fight you on Rice being the best midfielder in the league. I can't fight you on that, but one day I will.
Yeah. Is that before or after you apologise publicly for the Nunes team?
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy is.
All right.
Listen, let's not fight.
He's a Premier League winner right now.
It's all right. So this is where you guys now, obviously, Slot's got you over the line. We're giving you accolades to Klopp for leaving you guys in a good place. But going forward for next season, like, where do you think you can strengthen and,
You can have this one.
Everywhere. Even though we've won this league comfortably, my opinion is if Trent goes, which is very likely, I'm not getting into all that, need a right back to at least cover Conor Bradley, who's been injury prone. Need a left back, because I would say to you, if you go back and you watch the goals Liverpool conceded this season, 80% of these goals, minimum, has got Andy Robertson written all over him. Yeah. Positional, decision-making, tackling is not the level. And where he's not providing assists like he used to, that's this area of real concern. And I would also say, and you know what I'm going to say, we absolutely need a centre forward. I think if we had a centre forward, and I know, listen, I think everybody sat around here, even Marley Marr, you know what I mean, Drayman, Strives. I'm sure you got at least 5 teams that could do with a number 9. We all need a number 9.
Yeah.
And I think that if Liverpool had a certified number 9 in the squad, then I could say, all right, we can now look to attacking and winning more than one trophy next season.
So you're saying left back and in attack?
Left back, right back.
Left back, where's it?
Centre forward. A left back, a right back if Trent leaves, and a centre forward.
Okay, so if you were to just prioritise just one.
Left back.
Left back.
Okay. Left back. Because Conor Bradley is a very capable right back.
Yeah.
But he's not available, man. His availability is
listen, I'm going with a left back.
Do you think Robertson's that much of a liability?
And he's getting on.
He's 31 now.
And listen, Andy Robertson, if you're watching this, it's no disrespect. You've been an absolute stalwart for us. What a signing you were as well. I don't even know how many. 5 million, something silly like that. From Hull City.
Yeah.
Moreno got injured. He came in and never left his spot again. But the one thing is that Klopp burned players out, man. You heard Salah talking yesterday about how he negotiated with Slot that he didn't have to do too much defensive work anymore to free him up on the counter-attack. And you've seen it throughout the season, the last couple of weeks, maybe not so, but you've seen it throughout the season where Salah's actually been able to have space to be more impactful. And his numbers speak for themselves.
So now with Salah's definitely staying. And if you were to go and get a striker, what profile of a striker would you say you guys need?
It's Isak, isn't it?
Everyone's saying Isak, but let's say Isak's not. He's not getting.
He's not getting.
But let's say he's not attainable. Like, who's your profile? I don't need a specific name, just a profile that you guys need. Like a back to go sort of striker, a link up striker, running behind sort of striker. What's the profile that will suit Liverpool?
A finisher. We need a
Pure
Michael
finisher.
Owen, just a Robbie Fowler-esque type finisher. Just someone. Listen, I would even go as far as to say, you know what kind of striker I've always wanted? Yeah, I've always wanted a Dzeko or an Olivier Giroud. I've been saying this to you for years. Olivier Giroud, someone that you can throw on with 20 minutes to go. If the game's not going your way, like, you know, we was playing Forest and we was 0-0 and then we tried to go and they ended up catching us on a counter-attack, yeah? The thing with the way that Slot sets his team up now, we're a lot calmer. Like I said, he takes the emotion out of the game. Klopp games are always emotional, yeah? He takes the emotion out of the games and he breaks teams down minute by minute by minute by minute, yeah? If you got 20 minutes to go and you can bring on a Dzeko or you can bring on a target man, I suppose is the profile you're referring to, maybe I'm referring to, you can then start putting crosses in. You can now give
I want to be as your main striker, not someone that...
As my main striker, listen,
the profile for your main
striker.
The way
Liverpool build up, we're not as counter-attacking at the moment, yeah? So even in that instance, people play with low blocks against Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester...
You think Liverpool...
Surprised we got in the conversation
Sorry. That was funny. City, yeah?
But do you think Liverpool face that many low blocks?
No, not as many as Arsenal.
No,
I would agree with that.
I think we do.
I don't think we do.
No, definitely not as much as Arsenal.
No.
For sure not.
Yeah, but the reason why Arsenal finds so many low blocks, in my opinion, is because everybody knows that the way that Arsenal build up
it is on the right hand
is
side.
literally and we'll get onto that because I know we're going to talk about Champions League and that. The thing with Arsenal is the way that they build, the low block is it's kind of the only way you can nullify us. It's literally the only way you can stop us. If you give them space for, you know, I guess in an ideal world, if you've got Ben White, Saka, Odegaard in that triangle that those three have got, it's undeniable. Because as soon as they start cooking, you're done. Do you know what I mean? It's checkmate. So I think that you have to go low block against Arsenal. There's no other way. Yeah. Liverpool, I feel the same way, but Liverpool lack that same, it's a little bit more creativity. We're still lacking a little bit of, and Alexi can do that. If we got a 6, for example, it's another signing, to free Alexi to play where Szoboszlai plays, my goodness. Listen, you see
So just to back what you're saying, I back the same positions, RB, LB, I think a striker and a number 6.
Give me the profile.
In terms of the profile of the striker, I personally would liken it more to somebody involved in the play. So I know, for example, Arne Slot has always spoken about at the start of the season, he wants to control the game. He wants to have 90% possession and be parked in their half in the whole game. And I know that from what he's talking about, he's saying it's going to be a big transfer window himself, meaning that I think he's finally going to have the opportunity to stamp his impression on the team. And it's not going to be Jurgen Klopp team anymore, or it's going to start veering away from what looked like a Jurgen Klopp team. So I would personally want a striker who's more involved in the build-up play as well. So that's why, obviously, you know, these Cunha's have been linked to other clubs in Man United, and I think Cunha's somebody who's adept at playing across the front three.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's good at link-up, somebody who's good at intricate play and playing in tight spaces as well, which Slot loves. So I feel like somebody in that profile, but also capable of scoring. Like,
do you know what I mean?
Also capable of scoring between 15 and.
But would you prefer
the technical ability to score 15 to 20 goals as well?
Okay, that was my next question. Saying, would you prefer if they were more of a facilitator or goal scorer?
No. So honestly, I need them to be both.
Yeah,
I need them to be both because I said it before. I said like Cody Gakpo is capable of contributing a lot of goals, and then you was like, all right, remember we had that back and forth. Yeah. But he's a quality player who has found his goal scoring from. I'm not satisfied with Luis Diaz's consistency and in terms of his output as well. Like somebody with the skills that he's got, the ability to dribble, he doesn't get enough shots off.
What happens with him? Does he stay?
I think no. As soon as you said that he's like, what's his? you cursed him, bro. Yeah. As soon as you said he's not too dissimilar from Kulusevski, bro, he's like, it's just not been great. But
is it the same like Jota though?
No,
a little bit.
No, Jota is different because Jota.
No, I mean in terms of like not living up to that expectation because you know that.
For me, Jota has always exceeded expectations. Like he's somebody we got from Wolves. I can't remember how much we paid for him.
About 30-something.
And then we also sold Keanu Hoover there. So like that was like a swap, technically a swap deal in terms of how much you paid for him. But in terms of what Jota has given us season after season, bro, like it's more than we should be getting from a player of his ilk. And obviously he's injury struck pretty much every season.
It's funny because I want him gone.
Yeah. Really? So and a lot of people do because they want to just basically just get rid of all the players that are injury prone. And I'm not mad at that as well. But the guy,
I'm guessing you guys don't want Nunes anymore.
Who? Jota's goal to game ratio is insane. Yeah. It still is insane, innit? But it's a pity he's not playing as many goals. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, I wouldn't put Diaz in the same category as Jota because Diaz, you can see his value in terms of his ability to dribble, his ability to beat a man. But it's just the end product that's lacking. I need you to get that shot off. I don't care if it goes to Timbuktu, just get the shot off. Players like Gakpo, they always get the shot off. They always get the cross off, or they always get you a set piece. Even Chiesa, he's not played that many games, but this guy's ability to get the shot off is crazy.
Did he get to play against Tottenham?
No, he didn't.
I swear he needs one more appearance to get his middle, innit?
I don't know. We'll get it. Yeah. I think he's probably going to be on his way out, to be fair.
I don't.
You
think? You know what?
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, I don't rate Chiesa.
Okay.
For the Premier League. Let's not.
But yeah, just to answer the question of the profile of the striker, somebody like Cunha who like a Firmino who's got the technical ability to get involved in the game and can get a goal as well.
Cool. So we're going to move away from Liverpool now, but before we do that, final last words.
I don't think we're ready to move.
Yeah, I thought we just did warmed up. I wasn't ready.
We're on the clock, so yeah. Any final last words?
Sorry, I'm not too sure about Trent. Obviously, last week when I was talking
about him leaving.
I thought after
you reckon it could be a U-turn?
Yeah, do you know what it is?
If a turn's been made in the first place.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, because when Alex Crook reported that he's going, I said, this is a very big thing for you to be breaking. You're putting your career on the line, bro, or your reputation on the line.
It was brazen.
Very, very brazen.
Yeah.
And then the way Trent celebrated, like, after that, he's done a couple shushes and then obviously hung his kit up, bro. To say like, bro, I haven't said anything and you lot are speaking on me. You're cussing me, telling me I'm a snake and I've not said anything, bro. So like, if I don't even want Trent to stay for Liverpool. I want him to stay to destroy Alex Cook, bro. Because why would you do that, bro? He hasn't said anything, bro. And you're just getting like these sources that, I don't know, man. But yeah, Trent could stay. I'd love for him to stay, but I do see the allure of him going to Real Madrid, especially if Xabi Alonso is the guy who takes over there, man.
Or Klopp.
Exactly.
I feel like for Real Madrid, I know Frimpong's out of contract in the summer as well. Xabi could just go get him. And then
is he a Real Madrid player?
Yeah, but he's not. For me, he's not a Galactico. He's not a Galacticos. Like Trent,
but is Xabi striker is someone that's going to come in because that's obviously not working with him.
Yeah, I don't know to be fair, but Real Madrid they like specialists. Trent is a specialist. Remember, Toni Kroos is gone. Bellingham's looking like garbage. since he's gone. Vinny's looking like garbage. Like all these guys looking at like Mbappe. Obviously, he's got a couple goals, but like they embarrassed themselves. For me, in my opinion, against Barcelona on the weekend. If they get somebody who can not obviously replace Toni Kroos, but add a dimension that Toni Kroos added to the team and give that back to them, bro, it's a no-brainer and it's a great opportunity for Trent, in my opinion. So
yeah. Just to piggyback off that, I think now that you guys have won your Premier League, and if Trent does go to Real Madrid, I think we were saying this a couple of episodes ago. Are you excited or nervous at what? Because obviously your team's now going to shapeshift a little bit. It's going to take a different shape. So obviously there's going to be a bit of a rebuild or redevelopment. Let's call it that rather than rebuild. Rebuild suggests that you're dilapidated, which can't be. You're the Premier League champions. But
say that again.
Yeah, you're the Premier League or the PGMOL World champions.
Bro, don't let him take
that. Stay
sorry. But appreciate that, Della. Like, are you excited or nervous about in terms of the shape your team's going to take? Or now that you've got this trophy, you don't give a toss?
No, do you know what it is? Every time I've said it, you lot have said I'm chatting shit, basically. I've said, you know what? I'm okay with Salah moving on because I want to see what the next stage is, bro. I've been waiting for a slot to do this build or whoever to come in and do a rebuild, bro, because we're seeing how like Pep struggled this season because he was unable to rebuild. Next season, we're going to see that. That's for me what makes top teams and what makes the Premier League good.
Do you defend your title? Do you win it again next season? Or how
do you know what? I feel like we have a team capable of defending and we should be defending. I personally want to see us defending it. That's why I'll leave it as that. I'll be disappointed if we don't.
Yeah. What about you, Flake? Because obviously you were a bit of a puss. You didn't even want to put your name on the title, even when it was.
Sorry,
much.
did you just?
No, I was just saying you were. I didn't say you are. I said you were being a bit of a puss. So I'm just wondering.
I was just literally. I'm someone again. I'm not going to play Free From Desire until the trophy's in the cabinet. You understand?
So is there any point of me asking you what you think for next season? Then
you look silly when you start chatting rubbish on platforms.
No, but you can expect that. Right?
Let's get some order because it's almost an hour. So wrap it up.
Parliamentary.
Depending on signings, I would expect Liverpool to be competitive next season, but it really does depend on the signings that I alluded to in the question you asked earlier.
But I was going to say,
Man City is competitive right now.
No. When I say competitive, I mean, well, they are. But listen, I've said what I've said.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, we need to move on. Like time's on we're on the clock. So from Anfield glory to Magic at Wembley. So let's talk about the FA Cup. So this one, let's just try and be a bit quick on this one. So Crystal Palace 3,
zoop.
Hey,
Villa 0.
We're in the final, man.
Brilliant. Yeah, talk to us about 1, 2, 3. Some.
Talk to us. Aberechi Eze. Eze, shout out him, man.
Wow.
Obviously, I've always held him above Michael Elise, but there was a bit of discussion there, but he just showed his quality.
Wharton, bro. Wharton had a...
Wharton had a 21. What, Mateta as well, bro. After that goal against Arsenal, to come on and then just... he was playing the Villa defence like a fiddle, bro, man. It was
that run in the first half was crazy.
Yeah, bro. Man.
It's that water polo cap, man. I don't know what
it's mad awkward. It's not even symmetrical. I'm like, just cover the other ear. This is looking nice.
But I am disappointed in Unai Emery's team, man. It was a massive no-shows, bro. Like, even Asensio no-show, bro.
Yeah, they're
Tielemans.
I feel like they're overperforming.
No, I don't, to be fair. I feel like they are a team fit to be in Europe, but that performance was not fit of a team that it should be in Europe.
But Palace did play exceptionally well. When I was watching it back, obviously I wasn't able to watch the game live, but when I was watching it back, they played exceptionally.
You reckon, though?
Yeah.
I feel like Villa were Palace were good, but I don't think this is... I think Villa were just stinky, if I'm going to be completely honest, man.
Especially up top, man.
Especially up top. Like, they just couldn't find Watkins in any good positions. Yeah. And he was making good runs as well. That's why I had to pull it back to Asensio and Tielemans because they let me down, man. But, defensively, Pau Torres was giving away the ball all the time as well. Like, loads of mistakes as well. So, like, even, I'm not going to lie, obviously the Eze goal was a good goal, but keeper should have saved that. Keeper should have saved that, in my opinion. So... But then again, Palace could have had 5 goals in it.
Yeah, that's true.
How much does Wharton go for, do you think? If he was to
60.
I'm hearing 70.
60.
I'm hearing 70, bro, man.
Yeah, I would have said upwards.
Oh, yeah. Because he's an English
I think Man City were interested and Bayern Munich were interested.
Any club, man.
I'll take him at Liverpool, to be completely honest.
I think Crystal Palace would do very well to retain his services.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he'll leave this summer.
I think there might be some demand for him.
Yeah, there's a demand for him this summer. I can't see him leaving, though.
They'll lose one big player.
They lose one big player.
Yeah.
So do you
But
think
the
he'll
thing is,
leave
I
it for
don't think
Eze?
Eze is going to leave as well. I don't think he's going to leave, man.
Don't you think so?
No, I just feel like they're going to offer him like a bumper contract to keep him at the club because Ole Gunnar has ambitions, bro. Like, they were talking about a Europa League winner here. So he wants to at least get Palace to Europa League level.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that without Eze or somebody like of Eze's level. But Eze should be playing Champions League football. I keep on saying that. He is. Yeah.
But I genuinely, to go back to Villa really quickly, I think that they're overperforming. And I think that Asensio, Rashford, long term, I don't see them as being key signings for them.
No.
Not long term.
So they're both on loan.
I don't think they'll sign Rashford.
No, I don't think
I genuinely do not think they'll sign Rashford.
No, they can't handle his wages.
No,
So it's
I don't think he's worth it either.
And his season's done.
Even alone as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a loan.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they sign either.
they've still got work to do in the
But
summer.
aside from those two, they've still got a pretty...
That's
a pretty good team.
It'll be interesting. But big up Palace.
Yeah, Watkins might be going, but they'll probably need another striker, essentially.
Did you see the overlap when Carragher was saying that...
About Watkins and Arsenal.
he was saying Villa actually offered
him.
I was surprised by that.
I think he wanted to leave, though.
Yeah,
but that's when Duran was there. Right?
Exactly.
Which
and then the offer for Duran came in and it's like,
he's got to chill.
Yeah.
And then Rashford came in and obviously kicked him to the curb again. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. And obviously the other game was Man City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. So again, despite City having one of their underwhelming seasons, they seem like they're on track to potentially get a trophy. What do you think it's you think Palace have the underdog story in them? Like the top of City?
I would love it.
Yeah.
On that day though, they're pulling
up.
upsets. And obviously we know City haven't been fantastic this season. So if there's ever a time to do it, it'll be this season. Fingers crossed, man.
You lot are fake Palace fans though, because when I invited you lot to come watch the game, Arsenal versus Palace midweek, radio silence. And
where was the game?
Was that Emirates, innit?
Why would I go to that stinking stadium?
No, to the carpet.
Oh.
Are we still calling it that? All right.
Obviously, you man ain't been able to do much at the carpet recently.
Who cares, bro?
Very done, bro.
See what I mean about this?
You forgot yourself, innit?
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not celebrating. I'm just saying,
about the carpet, bro.
Just respect the carpet, innit?
Nah, I respect the Premier League trophy, bro. Come on.
I do respect the Premier League trophy. Obviously, I've had it 3 times. You've just had it 2 times.
I'm sure I said that a few episodes back, but they're definitely the dark horses, Palace.
Yeah. I think they're going to do it. I've got a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling about Palace winning this cup.
But you know, like I think when we were talking about the FA Cup, you thought
Nottingham Forest.
You thought Bournemouth were going to beat City. Then you thought Nottingham Forest would. Do we just think City are just going to be like?
No, because obviously at that time City was stinking. Obviously City have now picked up the form that that's evaded them the whole season. But again, I just saw like a devilment in Ole Gunnar, Mateta. I was very impressed by just the way, like, for example, like you said, Wharton was clamping, bro. Like, the way they were going about job was very clean. Obviously, they're the underdogs, and it's going to be an underdog story if they do win, but there's something about City, for me, like, then they haven't got Rodri, they haven't got Haaland, so for me, it's not a dead cert.
No, it's not dead cert, but I think I said it. This is their last dance.
And they're the favourites, 100% they're the favourites, man. It's an outsider's chance, but I would love it. It's probably me speaking more out of love than...
Yeah, I think all of us here would want Palace to win. You know what I'm saying?
Because, even you?
Huh? Yeah, I'm here for football.
Palace shirt incoming.
No, it's never been that.
I wouldn't even say the shot because I
support. You got City kit in it, so
I need support Pep.
I've got Real Madrid kit as well. Like,
have you?
If they won, I'd wore it, but they didn't. But it's not. It's
and he had the audacity to prove my episode.
I told you about it.
Miles, how many kits do you have?
I got bare kits.
Exactly. So I can't have bare kits.
But you said you would have won it, bruv.
I'm trolling. I wouldn't. If you got one else, maybe I'd wear it. But, no. I think for football, City don't need to win anything this season. They've won the treble. They've won the league so many times. I think it's good for football that
I don't think the fans are even going to turn up to Wembley as well.
Imagine.
It'll be poetic.
Yeah, exactly.
If Palace win it.
First ever major trophy. That'll be amazing.
Yeah,
Can I get a cup?
Yeah, of course.
Can I get some?
No, wait to your section to
Champions
start.
League
Wait to the Arsenal section.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to that now. Obviously, the weekend, the dust is settling. So now let's
give my man some juice.
Finally, man.
Take a cup, man. Yeah, cup.
Yeah.
You want a red cup?
Oh, what? Have you actually got an extra ring?
It's crazy. What happened to the podcast?
Have you made?
Two cups for it.
Listen, hey, it's a celebration right now. I can't bring. You know what? All you've been saying all season, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
You understand?
I understand why you didn't want to break.
I want to break with you, and then I got United. Nah, come on, now. Come. And then I got United colours of Benetton over there. I can't. Come on, man. It's long.
Are we dishing out stuff, or should I continue?
You may continue, sir.
Okay. So you can get your drink now.
No, you want to get. No, make him drive the boat. Make him drive the boat. Open your mouth. Open your mouth.
Yeah. Open into it.
Open your mouth.
Thank you.
Where's your cup?
We may have to freaking copy what's his name, Spray, and do yellow and red cards, bro. That was insane. That was insane work.
Was insane work. Did you want to? I should have thrown you a red cup as well.
So Della, back to you, man.
Yeah. Fair enough. I'm actually going to move to Strives because we're going to go and talk about the European Championship. I mean,
big game.
Champions League. So,
as a Liverpool fan, I can consult on that because we've got 6 of those.
There we go. You know, I did mention that. So, while Strives is pouring his stuff, so ultimately, you guys are now officially the most successful team in England, right?
Yeah.
United. Do you have any issues with that?
I mean, we're drawing. Trophy to win, so.
We're drawing.
We're doing drawing.
No.
I know he was talking about something else, but I thought Premier Leagues.
No, because it's all trophies in general.
Oh, yeah.
You still got trophies to win.
But
if you win that trophy, what is that? Does that
level?
No, I don't think
it doesn't level us.
No.
You got more European.
I mean, they've been the most successful.
So what? I thought you guys were tied up
we're tied in the
leagues is 2020.
But obviously, if it's Premier League titles, they've only got 2.
Yeah. No, I know that.
Yeah, right.
They're babies in this Premier League.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah. So
give me my damn shot.
Here got it now.
Now we're getting into it. All right, press record.
Oh god.
Yeah. So Arsenal, PSG.
Yeah, man.
What's your thoughts going to the game tomorrow
When it comes out today? Obviously by the time this episode drops, when you're listening or watching, it'll be later on today. I do actually I fancy Arsenal's chances. Now, obviously, I may say that because I'm biased, so some may say, but when you actually think about it, look at the two teams' profiles. You look at the gaffers involved. You look at the players. We are pretty evenly. I think it was an even game. Is that fair to say?
I think in the squad, but not gaffers though. Why am I saying gaffers?
Just in terms of I'm not talking about what they've achieved. Obviously, Mikel Arteta is still new, isn't he? This is his first and only job so far. But in terms of how he's matured, as a coach and how he sets these teams up. I think we are looking at two, it's a 50-50 game by most people's estimations. But I would...
Apart from the bookies, bro, but I agree with you. PSG are favourites to win the tournament.
Really?
Yeah,
are they?
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I don't
Sorry. Barcelona favourites, PSG, and then Inter Milan, and then Arsenal.
No chance.
That's
crazy.
You haven't won it before.
Sorry, I'll let you.
But we should put money on Arsenal.
And that would be fair because obviously when heritage and all that comes into play, and obviously we do have this thing where we seem to kind of...
Yeah, but so the PSG as well, though.
So when you say heritage, PSG haven't won a Euro.
Yeah.
No, but
and they've always bottled it as well.
So with PSG, they're winning titles every season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
big difference.
But so I'm just saying that I feel like they've got that on their... There's a bit of a mentality of continuous winning that follow PSG about. Whereas
and there's also been in the competition, as in the conversation for champions. Obviously, they haven't won it. Yeah, they've been in the conversation for
exactly.
For
However, if I'm on the flip side, though, I do believe that we can't say that we've won a Champions League or anything like that. But I do feel, obviously, this might irritate the London Athletics of this life. But I do feel there is a heritage that we can still claim we've got heritage because we've gone.
Sorry, what you got?
We've got heritage in the competition.
How? Europe.
No, but when I say heritage, our heritage isn't winning it. But I mean, we are a team whereby we're we're one of the bigger teams in Europe. I would like to say.
Sorry, what is heritage?
Sorry.
Because I think you see.
You're like the Spurs of the Champions League. You know that,
You're
right?
the same as like Red Star Belgrade.
You're like the Spurs of Champions League. No, Red Star got stars.
They've
They got stars. They got stars. You can't compare them to real
but
stars.
what I'm talking about, if Arsenal's at any Champions League, you're expecting Arsenal to be round of 16, maybe quarterfinals at a minimum. So, like I'm saying, there's scales to the heritage. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
and then when we take it one further, you've seen Arsenal giant kill Real Madrid, as poor as they've been for large parts of the season. They are still in contention of winning their league. They were just in a cup final the other day.
Yeah, they lost.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So they are still giants. So Arsenal's dealt with them. We've dealt with PSG last season and this season.
Yeah, and probably to Arsenal's credit, like PSG ain't giants. I wouldn't call them giants.
But Bayern Munich was our almost like litmus test because they gave us 5-1 back to back, like in our like former Champions League memories. And then we faced them last season. And it's like it was like a coming of age. This is a young team, a coming of age. Okay, you guys belong. You've now proven to themselves that they not just belong, they actually can do something here by them knocking out the champions. We're now the kings of Europe, as I said last episode. We're the kings. It's like we've taken the belt. We've taken the belt.
Because of people.
Intercontinental title.
This to actually go out.
In regards to this game that we're gonna watch later on, I think Arsenal's gonna win. I think it's gonna be tough. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if we like deal with them as comprehensively as we've dealt with some of the other teams in this competition along this run. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever.
May I?
Of course.
It's always a bad moment. I agree with what you're saying in principle, and it goes back to what you were saying earlier about the favourites. The Arsenal are full favourites for this title. For me, it's just indicative of the way that Europe is looking at Arsenal. They're not respecting how good a side Arsenal are defensively.
Yeah.
And I think that of all the 4 teams left, maybe Inter Milan aside, because you just automatically think Italian team or whatever, but
they are pretty good defensively.
They are very good defensively, yeah. But I think that Arsenal, correct me if I'm wrong, have got the best defensive record in the Champions League this season, right? And if you've got a solid defence and Arsenal can work through set pieces and all the rest of it, probably should have thought more about working on the medical staff than set piece coaches, but we'll get into that another time, yeah?
We've been durable for quite a few seasons, only this one season, but I accept that.
Yeah, but to go back to it, I do genuinely believe that Arsenal are more than capable of getting another positive result this week. And then when they go to Parc des Princes as well, and doing it and making it to the final. And then if they, I genuinely believe they have, because teams are underestimating how good Arsenal are. They're not low blocking Arsenal. They're saying, we can play. And Arsenal, okay.
I don't think it's underestimating. I think they know that they're good, but they just, every team's just playing their own way.
Yeah, they're not adapting. And I said earlier about, when you play Arsenal, you have to play a low block because they're trying to get into those golden lines between the edge of the box and the 6-yard area to play that slide rule pass across for the 5-yard tapping. That's what Arsenal are doing. They're always trying to penetrate through those 2 gates all the time. They recycle it to go through that. Okay, they can't go through that gate. They come it back around.
Yeah.
But if they can't get through the gate and you block the gate, Saka comes inside and he shoots. Top bins, you're losing.
I know
to be fair to Real Madrid,
discussing how complex it is playing Arsenal.
To be fair to Real Madrid, they did try to do low block a couple of times and you lot still managed to penetrate as well. You just hit them with the long shots as well. And that Marino goal. So,
listen, our season, I think they're going to...
You think they'll do a low block?
No, I don't think they're going to go for it.
It's going to be a great game.
No, do you know what it is? I think it's going to be both teams doing low block.
I think if anything, we're going to low block.
Is it mid block? You call it mid block.
Yeah, I call it mid.
I think both. Obviously, PSG are adept at holding the ball in front of your area. Like,
but I remember what I said last week.
Exactly, the physicality.
I don't mind them.
Exactly, because you lot are capable of doing a low block, mid block, and going full attack. Yeah. That's why your team is probably one of the most balanced teams in Europe. So, I don't think you lot will mind doing it, and I think PSG, when it comes to it, they will also do a low block because they're capable of dropping back and defending well as well.
But they just lost to thingy, innit? To Nice.
So that doesn't matter, man.
Still, I think that was their first loss of the season.
We also drew with Palace, and it was another Saliba gaff.
Calamity.
But to lose,
you can't really take too much.
Yeah, but to lose at home for them,
Yeah, but
No, question.
Enrique
The
did
season's
say,
done, I think.
Yeah,
Like, the league title was done.
Obviously, they were going for the Invincible, but Enrique did say, yeah, we lost, but we dominated them. We just came up against a good striker, a good goalkeeper, and they took their chances. So even though he thought he played a full-strength team, he was like, yeah, this happens. So
yeah, I think they want their momentum, though.
No, definitely.
Saliba or Gabriel?
This season, it was Gabriel for me.
This season, Gabriel.
Yeah,
And what
but
about last season, sorry?
Last season,
Because
I
I thought it was
remember
Gabriel
I
as well,
said Gabriel was understated. And
Yeah.
I was saying they were the top 2 CBs, but for me, it probably was still Saliba.
Are they still top 2 CBs?
The top 2 CBs. I mean, not this season. Not this season. I can't. This season, I don't think I can say that
Could
because
never.
Yeah, like Saliba's not been
who won
bad.
the top 2?
VVD's got to be up there.
Yeah,
But
I
mean,
saying he won the top 2.
You said VVD's got to be up there? Because he wasn't saying that before, though. He's
Yeah,
saying VVD's got to be
No,
up there.
but I appreciate VVD's work, but he wasn't like last season. I wouldn't have said he was top 2 CBs.
But he was though, man.
I didn't think so. I thought it was Gabriel and Saliba. This season, I will give him his probably. He's got away with a lot. Like this guy, he's elbowing people in the head.
No, but hang on. None of those things. No, but hang on. None of those things.
Great.
None of those things.
Clark's been good this season.
He's not been better than VVD. But none of those things you're talking about have anything to do with your ability as a defender, though. Getting away with an elbow or a red card tackle or whatever, I get it. But it doesn't have anything to do with your ability.
I always feel like he's like jockeying away. Like I don't feel like he gets stuck in. Like
If
I
it
feel
works, it works.
Yeah, but exactly, yeah.
fair enough. But just in terms of what
you prefer.
Yeah,
And I agree with you because I prefer more front-footed defender as well.
So I prefer
that's Gabriel and Konate.
Exactly.
Gabriel,
But if he is capable of controlling, like basically playing the attackers like a fiddler, controlling where you're gonna go, saying he's elite, bro. Yeah.
That's the art. And that's why I say you have to say VVD is the guy this season. Yeah. So I said that, but obviously you're saying you're noting that my tune or tone has changed, but I think that's fair. It's football's an evolving sport, isn't it? Like,
But for you guys, who won the top 2 then? VVD and who else?
Konate.
Do you see Konate?
What? Not
Over Gabriel?
She been saying top 2.
I'll put Gabriel.
It would have to be VVD and Konate, wouldn't it?
No, I would
go.
What in the Prem though? Like,
in the Prem or my
just in the
Prem, I'd say VVD.
This
And I
season.
would like, VVD is number 1 for me, undoubtedly. He's the Premier League
by a
lifting,
massive margin.
Yeah. And I would actually say, bar injury, I would edge towards Gabriel.
Yeah.
Just because I feel that Gabriel, again, he impacts both sides of the box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I like the fact that in an attacking space, it's like a cheat code. Remember when Arsenal just put in boxes?
I think some people are negating that. Like when they're talking about Gabriel, they're forgetting how useful he is offensively as well.
And you know what people miss out is his ability to punch the ball forward through lines.
Yeah.
It's very, like, again,
You missed that from Matic.
You used to do that as well. Sissoko used to
do that.
Push
the ball through.
Yeah, man. Sissoko and Sarko as well. Mohamed Sarko as well used to punch it, bro, man. 99% pass completion. But Gabriel on his left foot, he's a great passer as well, man.
Gabriel and VVD, what a partnership that would be.
That'd be great.
Forget about it.
Yeah. So man. So I don't know, like what? Arsenal, I say, I wouldn't be surprised if we do another 2 or 3 goal cushion. That's why.
How do you feel about the fact that Arsenal are playing their first leg at home again? Do you prefer that?
You know what? I didn't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. But the more and more I think about it, I don't think it has much bearings on the Champions League because there's no away goal rules. I feel like it doesn't matter whether you're home or away. We're just getting crackers.
But I think it would have made a difference if Arsenal played Real Madrid first leg away.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. So it does make a difference. I think it's better that Arsenal playing home first.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they can get the lead and they can go to Paris and obviously hold out.
Yeah, hold out, let them.
If Paris
to them.
scored, Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because I take my mind back to that. And in that context, again, I think it's because it's Real Madrid. So sometimes you heighten it in your mind, like mentally, so to speak. But now that game's happened, I think it doesn't matter which way you play. Paris Saint-Germain. Like, but
it's just, if you don't take a lead to the away game, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, and when obviously a lot of people are giving PSG bare plaudits because of their performance against you boys, but they actually lost that game.
Yeah.
You think about it, and then you see that they had like holes when they were playing Villa.
Yeah. But I think against Villa, they did lower their standards in my opinion, bro. Because
in the second leg,
it's in the second leg exactly. Yeah,
I think it's
It's psychological a lot of the time.
Yeah, but I think when you say that, because they didn't, I don't think they planned to concede all those goals.
No, definitely
You know what I'm saying?
But you do like psychologically, especially when you're not, you don't have that winning heritage. You can kind of like switch off and then basically like bottle a game. But they basically did enough to go through.
Sure.
So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the absence of Thomas Partey affects the performance.
I'm angry at that, you know.
Who's your midfield then?
Skilly.
I think it's gonna be Rice, Odegaard, and I think he's gonna play Marino. I think
he should have, man. He should have, man.
I think Marino and Trossard will probably alternate.
Yeah.
But Jules, when you say you shouldn't, what's it up for?
I feel like just keep him up there. I don't know, Zinchenko. I don't know. Man.
He's playing up there, but who do you
Trossard's
put
also
instead
played
in midfield?
I'm saying like remember Zinchenko is a midfielder, bro.
No, but the midfield.
He plays Zinni. Why Zinni?
Because Zinni
over Marino.
Because Marino, Trossard is not going to do what Marino does up top, bro.
I think
he's not, and I think that's what he did against Real Madrid was very, very crucial, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
No, it's very important. I think what you guys are forgetting is that one of PSG's strongest point is their midfield.
Yeah.
So yes, you're taking Mourinho away from the forward line and you're putting him into his natural position.
Bro, I think Marino's a better forward than he is a midfielder.
No,
I'm not even being rude or bantering, but I do. I've seen more from him up front than I've seen from him in the midfield.
I think that football's about rhythm and momentum. He's played there multiple times. Even when he played the first couple of games, everyone's like, "No, this experiment's not working." But he carried on playing. Now he's got a rhythm. When he goes back into his natural position, if he's able to play more games, you guys will see what he's all about.
No, I'm not disputing, but because he's been playing up front, and then now he has to drop into midfield for a big game.
But what I'm trying to say is that because he's dropping into his natural position, at least he's able to play that position
at the basic level.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then Arsenal are able to play. Yeah, Trossard can't do the same thing he does, but you'd rather play Trossard there who can play in that position as opposed to who else. You can't play Zinchenko in that midfield. And PSG,
why not though?
Because one, I don't think he'll
get overrun.
They will lose.
He'll get overrun.
And PSG's midfield is very dominant.
It's Skelly an option, though.
No, I think
Skelly is an option.
But I think he kind of like if the way that we play, like he is
the midfielder anyway.
He plays a.
And you don't want to move.
He's in inverted.
And you don't want to move him away from. You don't want to move Timber and MLS from those positions because they're both good defensively, and obviously they got the wingers.
Yeah. It's a tough one, man. It is a tough one, man.
Personally, I think you have to move Marino back in that midfield.
Yeah,
you have to because.
But I'm not gonna lie. I think even if you put Marino there, like Vitinha, José João, João Neves, and the other peripheral guy that they put in there, they're still gonna overrun Marino, in my opinion, bro.
You know, I think you guys are saying it because I think you guys don't really rate Marino, which is fine.
No, because I
just think he's way better as a forward than
not
even that. I just think because I've seen him play for Sociedad there. I've seen him play for Spain there. I think obviously when he played for Spain, he only got a few cameo minutes, innit?
Yeah.
I think what I've seen him offer for Arsenal, it doesn't necessarily lend that much to them, especially when they're playing against a great PSG midfield.
It's because one of his best games was when it was him, Rice in the 6 and him in the 8 against Liverpool, and he actually, he scored for him. But that one,
I don't think he was all that in that game.
No, but I'm saying that was one of his better performances.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think he needs to go back into midfield if this is what Arsenal are lacking. But final question, Stripes. Because we're going to move on to the next game in the Champions League. So next game is obviously Barcelona Inter. If Arsenal progress, or when Arsenal progress, let's speak it into the universe. Come on, guys. No? Okay. So when Arsenal progress...
I was about to slap my mic.
When Arsenal progress and they go to the final, who would you rather have? Who would you rather be your opponents be, Barcelona or Inter Milan?
I'd rather Barca.
Yeah.
And
why is that?
Lamine, all right.
You know what? I won't. When we win this Champions League, if we win this,
what the man?
Yes, heavy D.
Listen, I got a back with about 1,000 t-shirts with your head on it, my brother.
What I'm saying is, I reckon the winner of Arsenal PSG go on to win the competition, and I don't see PSG beating us. So make of that what you will. But what I am saying though is, I would rather, like, if we do go on to win it, I would love that run. I'd love to say that we dealt with PSG, we dealt with Real Madrid, we dealt with Barcelona, and more to the point, I just think Inter Milan is a trickier trickier opposition. So it's not just bossy talk. It's actually there's a method to the madness. Yeah. With Barca, as great as they are, you guys know I like them as my Spanish team.
If Arsenal win the Champions League, I would say if Arsenal win the Champions League, if they do it, I think they're going to win the Prem next year. But they have to win the Champions League. Is that getting over that first hurdle?
Yeah.
Once you've done that,
tell them about the omen, bro.
About the Pope. Apparently, when the Pope dies, that omen,
I've
that crazy stat.
I've seen it. But there's very different.
Every time a Pope dies, apparently an English team wins the Champions League. Yeah,
and Liverpool win this big trophy.
A team that's not won it before, I think. Is it?
Yeah. Well,
there was another one I heard about a team that's not won it before.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Look, it would be amazing.
PSG
I've always that's true.
Exactly.
Yes, that's true. I've always said that as an Arsenal fan, that the Champions League is the trophy that means the most to me because it's the one that we haven't got our hands on, and obviously, and it's the big one. You get what I'm saying? Imagine you guys are kings of England. Imagine we come up and say we're kings of Europe. I'd love to be able to do that. You man have been able to do that like 6 times. You know. I'd love to be able to do that. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, like if we can go and do that, not only does that mean that we've probably now got lifers in our team. When I say lifers, like Saka, I'll be moving like them Liverpool fans that I saw on TikTok over Trent. Like if Saka decided to go anywhere. Now you've got your Champions League, bro. You signed your life away, bro. You know what I mean?
Don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere. I'd be looking at my players now going, we're all locked in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course.
So do you not feel that should have been the case after the Invincible season? Because pure man ducked out after 2 years.
We're getting far back.
Long way back.
But I hear it because, the way we were losing players and what have you, I do think it affected what could have been a real period of dominance. Like, it was insane. Like, it was hard to kind of keep that. That's why I was one of the last people to kind of turn my back on Arsenal. I don't even know if I did, to be fair. I don't think I'd ever turn my back on it. Yeah, like, because I really appreciated like how he had to keep us competitive in that crazy circumstance. But yeah, like going back to obviously the game that that we're talking about. If we win that Champions League, it just like to your point, Andre, man. We're just in such a great position. Our players are happier. We're now probably getting our the extensions all across the line. Yeah. We've got better bargaining power in terms of what we're doing in the window now. Yeah, exactly. And now we've got this Berta guy who, a new sporting director, and Liverpool's going to have a little bit of a shake up with Arne Slot putting his stamp on the team. We don't know we know City's going to return, but we don't know how they're going to return. All the other teams, of course, you'd have to fancy Arsenal to really say, all right, boys, now it's time to dominate.
What if you don't win it?
If we don't win it, then, man, there's going to be some real uncomfortable conversations. There has to be, because, look, it looks like in Europa, Manchester United or Tottenham, as poor both teams have been, they could walk away with a European trophy. And one of
Champions League.
Imagine Spurs doing it. Spurs having a recent relevant European trophy before Arsenal, because our last one was, I can't remember what it's called.
There's no last one.
It was.
Yeah, there's no
the Cup Winners' Cup.
Let's
not do that.
There's no last one.
Let's not eradicate. Let's not do that.
They disbanded that.
Yeah, let's not do that. And then you've got Chelsea that can have that Intertoto one, whatever. What's that competition they're playing in the conference?
Europa.
Yeah. So, but imagine, like, Newcastle's already won something. Liverpool's won the Prem. You get what I'm saying? So there could be some serious and comfortable conversations. Man City could go and win the...
Imagine Newcastle took Saka from
FA Cup. So I'm just crazy. If Arsenal win something, we could literally be looking at a summer where all of our colleagues, and I'm talking about the ones that were all in the upper echelons of the table, have won something, or should be in the upper echelons of the table. We're talking about United and Spurs. Have won something, bro. So it'd be uncomfortable. And this is really, our season hinges down on the Champions League. And irrespective of all the banter flying around, Arsenal belong there. Those 4 teams, they belong. So why can't we go and do it?
Yeah. Sorry, quick before we move on, can we just ask everyone what you think the score is going to be for the Arsenal game?
Go for it.
Oh, just if they're going to win, who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win? Obviously, you said Arsenal.
Yeah, I think Arsenal's going to win.
Marley?
First leg, Arsenal win this, I think.
2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal.
I was thinking 3-1, but I was thinking we might not. I'm hoping we don't concede. keep that clean sheet.
What you say, Dre?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Dilla?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be 3-1.
Nah.
Okay.
It's too many.
I think
goals.
Arsenal will win. I think Arsenal. I can't predict this.
Maybe like a 1-0.
Nah.
Maybe a little like 4-1.
2-1.
I like 4-1
Arsenal. But
I
Arsenal
think
don't concede, man. So that's why I'm even being generous when I say.
Yeah, I like
they should get
5-1
goals.
against Spurs as well. I like that.
But then there's the same
nice.
for Barcelona, Inter. What were we saying?
I think
That's tight.
That's a
Well, don't
tight game.
predict the scores. Just say who's.
I think
gonna win.
Barca.
Robert's out as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Yeah. But they've done it without him for the Copa del Rey.
Yeah,
I think Barca's gonna do it, man. Because I think they've got their own story going on.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Real Madrid's
exactly,
kind of collapse type of thing. Barca's got their own.
Especially, remember that 500 million, they sold their media rights.
Yeah.
And so they need a return.
They need
bro.
it.
Man, they're in for the treble, bruv.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah. I'll go Barcelona.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Barcelona.
Barcelona, you know.
Yeah.
Inter Milan.
Inter, Dre.
Is Barcelona?
I'll just go Barca with a pace.
You know, it'll be interesting if it is Barca and it's an Arsenal final. You know, it's in the Women's Champions League. It's Arsenal, Barcelona.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, Chelsea got
you
turned over
running
boy,
your
yesterday.
last
Just
Champions
got
League final back as well.
Like
We
7-2.
need some revenge.
8-2.
Did I watch it with you?
Man.
I think we watched it when that
Yeah.
Oh, Yates. Yes, it was
Yeah.
Yates. Yeah, that day.
When you tried to go where Liverpool won it to recreate the flavour.
You know what?
Where you watched Liverpool won it, innit?
I don't actually know what possessed me to watch it with all of you lot. Yeah,
I was watching it up in uni, bro.
Fatal
Man.
mistake.
Still.
Yeah, that was painful. I remember, let's see, he called me Bigger Man. I remember him jumping on the table and just kicking a glass across it, and I just remember thinking to myself, if that hit me, because you know when you're so angry,
Yeah.
if that hit me, bro.
You're ready to spark.
You lot would have had to back it, bro, because I would have had to fight.
It gets that. That's why I don't watch games.
Honestly, bro, because I was you know when you're so heartbroken, but it can quickly go from heartbreak to
I'm gonna break someone's
total
heart.
rage.
I want to break someone's face. Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love revenge.
Cool. Yeah, so the other European competition, the Europa League, this is what you guys, Marley Marl, Dre, man, what you guys are really playing for, because the Prem, you guys don't do anything in there. Your last 6 games. Your last 6 games, you've only managed 1 win.
He's right. He's right.
1 win.
Yeah. Well, I'm beating in Europe though. I'm beaten in Europe.
Yeah, you are. So if I take you through,
Whole time Thursday.
Ironically, that 1 win that you got was in the Europa League. So yeah, your last 6 games, Man City drew, Lyon drew, Newcastle lost, Lyon won. Since then, you've lost to Wolves, drawn with Bournemouth. So now going into this semi-final with Bilbao, how you guys feeling? Obviously, you said you guys don't lose or you haven't lost in Europa, but how do you feel?
You're always gonna feel a bit nervous with Man United. We're doing that hard way this year. It's crazy, and the fact is that we haven't even got anyone that can pack it away like a proper striker. So it's always going to be interesting. So but I think at the end of the day, let's just go for it, man. The Man United are going to go for it anyway. They're going to give it a good go. So
yeah, the hope is that we roll back the years and form sort of thing. Because if we're relying on form, then we're not winning it. We're not getting through the start.
Yeah.
So we're hopeful that obviously we recognise that our season and next season rests on this. And man, we can pull something out of the bag. The 1 plus point is Nico Williams is out. He's not available.
No, I think he's back up. Actually, I read it today.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's
He can't be 100%. So hopefully he does play.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, apparently they've got a boost that he might be back.
Yeah, because they're coming into the game. They lost to Real Madrid, but at the weekend they won to Las Palmas, I think, 1-0. But obviously, I don't follow Bilbao, but I know that their main player, one of the key players, is
Nico.
Williams. So if he's missing that, again, that's a good omen for United. But if you were to secure that on the line, obviously you guys are fans.
Genuinely, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we can get through it, but I'm not my usual confident self in the sense of like. We're just not playing good, man. We're genuinely not playing good, and the team is not fantastic. And Ruben,
he's starting to run out of.
No, I didn't know, but you know, it's because if I'm pointing to the Premier League specifically, like he's just not been good enough. Like he hasn't shown me anything that can make me like back him and support him at the minute.
But how good has he been in Europe? Or has he just been very fortunate?
He's been fortunate, but I mean, we're in this round, isn't it? So obviously he's been at to a level where he's doing enough. But I'm not confident. I'm hopeful that we can. The Man United, the stature of the club.
If we can come away with
I'm thinking your hope is coming from this your heritage, as opposed to your faith in the gaffer.
Absolutely.
They've never beaten them though.
Faith in the team.
You lot played them 3 times. You never beaten them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it? Is that what head-to-head's saying?
Yeah, we don't do particularly well with Spanish.
Because what was it? Was it them with the penalties that we?
Villarreal, wasn't it?
Villarreal,
that was
the
it.
final.
Emery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emirates.
Yeah, Spanish team.
So yeah, man, we prayers up, man. Prayers up, bruv. Seriously.
But after you beat Leon, Ruben did say he's going to play the kids, but has he been true to his words? Because I think when I looked at the Bournemouth squad, I didn't see much kids.
Yeah, but I think that was one eye on the Thursday. I think he
remember Ty in the group trying to say he played the kids, and
he didn't. That was definitely when I saw that I was so confused. I was like, "What's this guy doing?" But then I thought, okay, he's probably thinking he wants probably a bit of continuity going into that game. If you break up, which kind of makes a bit of sense.
But how has Amorim got you Man United fans around his little finger like this?
Why are you not? Why are you?
No,
not
I can
angry?
answer that. I can answer that. Listen,
Why? Yeah, go on.
And rock bottom became the foundation which I built my life on. They're at rock bottom, bro.
Yeah, we
what
are.
What are they going to do? Like picking another guy to bring them to rock bottom.
But we've been here for most of the season. Like 10 Hag got to say a while ago. Like obviously we're beating, man. We're beating up at the minute, and like we're not really optimistic for what. But honestly, like it's that real.
We don't have the capacity.
I don't have the capacity. It's like we're beating, man. Like to be honest, like we're as I said, we're hopeful for something to come out of the season. But again, it will be just like the last couple of seasons, it was smash and grab, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it was smash and grab.
If you lot don't win the Europa, though, would you look at this sacking Ten Hag differently? Because I think some Man United fans would feel a bit more confident about winning the trophy.
I think I would basically just would have said that they should have sacked him after the FA Cup final. Should have been sooner. Yeah, if they're bringing Amorim to kind of bed in and do what he wanted to do.
This is why I go back to the Jurgen Klopp thing I said at the start of the show.
Yeah,
because you see now, Manchester United had that break. It's a natural break at the end of every season to make a decision. And Man United didn't take the decision they needed to make, which was to sack Ten Hag.
They didn't have the balls to do it.
They didn't have the balls, and they didn't have to set up.
He just won the cup though, so I can.
Yeah, but Louis van Gaal won the cup. We sacked him.
Yeah,
Ancelotti's
won trophies.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I think that's why we didn't sack him, because we doubled.
No, but this was the right thing to do this time.
But if it was the wrong thing to do back then, he might just be thinking, what if we're making?
It's a different board now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And ultimately,
I think for Man United though, the good thing is that you're looking upwards.
Yeah.
You don't. No. Real talk. You don't have to look down anymore. Like so, you
just about for the next season.
Just in general, from this point on, like even if you don't win the Europa League, you can just focus on how you're going to build and how you're going to.
He needs to win it, because I think if he doesn't,
I don't think he does. Bro.
If he doesn't win it, and say for instance he starts the next season poorly, he'll be gone before Christmas.
Yeah, 100%. And he would deserve.
He knows that.
But then doesn't
make no sense.
Yeah, because doesn't that kind of
put you back in the
But that's the bed he's late.
That's the bed. This season has been in the Premier League terrible,
and you have to move forward. Even if like we're going to be stuck in this marriage for the rest of your life.
Apparently, the board. I think the rumors are is till Christmas. Apparently,
I wouldn't
got
that conversation.
That's very stupid for them to.
I wouldn't imagine they've had the conversation.
Yeah, that's why we got Ineos on the watch list.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think United. Sorry,
it's embarrassing. And this is it's not like they only own one club. They own two clubs, bro. I don't get it.
Run another hour just to talk about Manchester United. Because I got so much to say.
At the end of the day,
you know what? Actually, one of the times when London the player was listening back to one of the pods, he was like, "Yeah, man. When I come back, he actually wants to talk about it."
And not because I make no bones about it. Yeah, shout out to Mo. Shout out to Franco. Shout out to Ty. I hate Man United with all my heart and soul.
That's fair.
But that's natural because I'm a Liverpool fan. I think that's fine, yeah. I know you lot ain't taking any pleasure in us winning our 20th league title, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is I'm just genuinely fascinated. I love football, innit? So I'm genuinely fascinated by these story arcs throughout teams. And I feel like the Manchester United story arc is one that fascinates me, because just the fact that this manager's come in and he's not raised the level. There's been no bounce. There's been no... I can't see any more cohesion through what you guys are doing in terms of this new formation. But then I look at Wolves, and I've looked at videos where they've shown how Wolves are deploying a very similar style of formation and Palace to what Manchester United are trying to implement. And he's taken players that I don't think the Man United would have taken in their team right now, in Crystal Palace's place, bar Eze and bar Wharton and maybe Mateta, right?
Yeah.
Let's say those three, yeah? And he's been able to overlay a style quickly with a bunch of players that are at a lower level generally than the players at Manchester United.
Yeah, but in truth, Glasner, this is his second.
No, but what I mean is that when Glasner came in, you saw automatically the shift in the players, and then he lost the key player.
We forget Palace did have a dip as well.
And that was the season.
When he first came to Palace, Palace had a bounce.
Yeah,
United haven't had a bounce, and they're playing the same formation.
Their bounce came with Nistelrooy, funny enough.
Yeah, the bounce came with Van Nistelrooy.
But don't you think?
Van Nistelrooy is playing with a different formation. Like this formation is very, very like specialist. And what people say is that, or what fans are saying is that we haven't got the players to play
the tools. Well, that's because he just said that Palace. He just gave Palace and Wolves as an example.
I don't have that.
There's no way Man United have it.
What was playing 5 at the back for?
No,
they've been playing 5 at the back for since Nuno.
But hang on,
and then
when they're playing
O'Neill played it as well.
When they're playing Kilman, who is it? Kilman and forget about that. But the point is that they don't have better players than Man United.
No, I agree with that.
So my next point was, is it Man United as a club in terms of the environment, even Ineos, the Glazers and all that kind of stuff,
I want to say
and the expectation of the shirt?
It's your problem.
I think it's all part of it for sure. I think the weight of the shirt and the ex-Man United players sort of say it all the time. Like they when they profile our team currently, they say the players that we've got, they're just not good enough. Like
but they are though, man.
They're not good enough, but they're good enough to be better than 7th.
When you say they're not good enough, what does that mean though, bro?
They're not good enough
because you can have a team that's not. That doesn't have great individual players.
Nottingham Forest are an example.
Exactly.
But ultimately, what we're saying is that Ruben should be doing better with United, with that squad. But this squad is not like, it's not special. It's not like they are going to compete for the league.
I feel like a lot of these players, if they were playing in another team, they'll be way better.
Yeah,
I would.
And then we wouldn't be saying that these players...
as individuals,
but we wouldn't be saying that individually they're not good enough to not play at Man United. We wouldn't be saying that.
I'm saying for basically...
Like Dallo or...
they're capable players.
I think they're capable enough to play for Man United, bro.
I know, but ultimately, as a collective, where United want to be, this team is not good enough.
And that's why I think that's above them as individual players. I think that's the actual club, Man United. Like
for signing?
No, just in the leadership, the ownership, and like all of this decision making. Like you've gone how many years with Woodward making football decisions that are anti-football but pro-business, and like they've just been going through the rounds. And then obviously, like, how can Man United not have? I keep on seeing this picture of a training ground with a rusty bench press in my head. But I don't know if that's a real picture or not. Don't forget the rats. But the fact that is Man United and that it's gotten to that is insane, bro. Yeah. Especially when you look at Arsenal's training ground, you look at Brighton's training ground, you look at Liverpool's training ground, Bournemouth's training ground.
And they released that.
So like, there's definitely a message come from the top down that this club isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, I hear all of that, but me personally, I'm like, grass is grass, man. Let's just play football. I don't feel like, I know we want to have state-of-the-art training ground, but ultimately, put your boots on, go on the grass, play football.
Like that. And it should be that easy.
But
you lot have played for teams. You know when you're playing, like even when you're playing Sunday League, and then you lot are coming with your dusty Pro Star kits, and then you see these men with fresh Nike kits. You're like, why am I here, bro?
And my boys are training there. You know what? Okay, I may feel they may have the tracksuit, but I'm getting the money. So the players at United, they are getting their compensation. So
exactly.
It balances
money,
out. So
and then there's also there's that off the pitch, but there's also the professionalism and the pride in being a footballer on the pitch. So like, even though like I might be getting money, I might be getting all of these things off the pitch. At the end of the day, my day-to-day is playing football. And these men are playing football in a way better environment than me.
Yeah, I hear that, but grass is grass to me.
Yeah, I think obviously, like I've said it for a while. I think Ruben, and you hear in reports that he said that he didn't want to come in, like the time that he came, he wanted to come in the summer. I think he's written off the season. It's annoying to even say that, but I think you only have to look at the Premier League and our performance in the Premier League to just come to the conclusion that he's written off, man. And he doesn't care about a lot of these players. I think he's just given up on a lot of them. So let's see what happens in the summer.
I think he's given them a season. This was his trial to see who's going to keep, who's going to get
written them off, innit?
Yeah. But I'm sorry, but no. Like, I'm not buying this. Like, the same thing with Chiesa. Chiesa needs a full pre-season. Hold on. He's had 8 months training at Liverpool, How much time do you need to get up to speed?
I agree.
I think he's up to speed, though.
Listen, Amorim, how much time does he need? He's saying, I didn't get time to train with the players. Bro.
Well, you've had enough time?
You've had enough time. If you've come in before the pre-season that you want to come in, okay, you're not getting results necessarily, but you're still getting to see and work with these players. So ultimately, you're getting more time to assess this squad, more time to implement your ideas than coming in cold on July the 1st and trying to get players back from holiday to then implement your style. Pre-season is very finite. We start in July. By the time you get to August, you're already playing high-level friendly. You're in China. You're back home for the final league game or the final pre-season match. And then you're playing away at bloody whoever on Sunday at Sky Sports at 4 o'clock. You don't have time. So he's been given grace. Enough grace to show that, okay, there is something. I'm looking for something. When I look at it, I'm like, hold on. What can I see is happening? And I don't see the kind of progression in that team that I feel that 6 months in the job, He's not been in the job for 5 minutes.
And to your point, London Athletic, I think I said this a couple of weeks back, especially because this is his formation as well. This is something that he's meant to know inside out. So, you haven't had pre-season, but just to your point, you've had about, 6 months? The Wolves manager's been there for less time than you, and you can see Wolves are playing better and performances, and they're getting the points.
Wolves are above Manchester United.
I hate all you.
The Man United fans have done well. Your PR has been brilliant. Because it's like the way you lot will just kind of be like, yeah, man, but he needs time. Yeah, man, our players ain't.
I'm not saying these. I'm saying like the hope is that we get to the summer and things change based on what he's provided. What I've seen thus far, I've got nothing to fight for it. Like, he's not giving me anything to say that, all right, this guy we need to stick with this guy, other than the fact that Man United might have made another bad decision. That's the only reason why I would say we would keep him. Like, outside of that, he's giving me nothing. Like,
we can't afford to sack another manager right now. Do you know what I mean?
That's the approach of why he would stay in the job. But for me, that's crazy. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I just want to see the club in a better position, bro.
But I think we need to give him a bit of grace. Like,
what grace?
No, in terms of some of the players.
Most Man United.
No, in terms of some of the players, not like you said, bro. Like, football's football. Like, you get on the pitch, bro. You expect to perform.
So why
so how's Amorim gonna tell like, you've got someone like Onana, is like a £50 million goalkeeper, bro? So look at the mistakes he's made.
Not everything is Onana's fault.
No, I'm not saying it's just.
But some of the chances they've been missing as well, bro.
Exactly.
A manager can't do anything.
But the thing is for me is like, I haven't seen any player improve.
I agree that as well.
And that is the problem for me. Like, if I've seen improvements in players, I was like, oh, all right, he wasn't playing particularly well in the Ten Hag, but this guy's come in now and he's obviously told them different things.
Xerxes tried.
No, but like you said, there's nobody you can point to say, okay, this is Amorim's guy.
But
Ahmad was already on form.
Quality.
But the difference is Ahmad is now playing games, whereas he wasn't playing games before. So it's not an improvement.
I'm guilty of like defending him as well, because I did want him at Liverpool when they were talking names in it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So I've been trying to fight for him because I wanted to see some kind of redeeming factor.
Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, you know when we perform. I was thinking, okay, I like what he's doing at Portugal. I like the way they play. I don't mind seeing that at Liverpool. And I've been maybe kind of like G up Dre to keep backing him just for selfish reasons. To be completely honest, man. But it's hard to see any redeeming qualities, man. To be completely honest, man.
Cool. Let's time's really.
Do we touch Spurs at all on this?
Well, time's really against us. So I was going to touch on Spurs very briefly, but obviously they're playing Bodø Glimt at home.
And
going quickly, what do you want to say on Spurs?
I was going to ask, can they do it? Like, can they make the?
They
should
probably
make
can.
The final, right?
They probably can, because Bodø Glimt, although they are doing well in the league, I think they're coming into this game. Half of their players are injured, so Spurs.
Wow. Okay.
Not half.
Okay.
Quite a good.
Bodø are tricky. Yeah. Like, whenever I'm doing a cheeky little European accumulator, they're usually on it, and they usually come trump still.
What's interesting about the Norwegian? I think the Norwegian league, I think, is just starting now.
Yeah.
So a lot of the players are quite
so it
fresh.
goes through the summer.
Yeah. But I think, can they do it? Who knows?
It's gonna be
if they do it,
it's going to be an English final.
Pardon, sorry?
If they do it, stand and stay.
Nah, they get rid of it.
I feel sorry for Ange now. I do feel a little. I'll go on record as saying, and even though I've given Emirates, I do feel a little bit sorry for Ange. Just in the sense that he has had a squad that's been decimated. And Man United have to a degree as well, yeah, by the injuries. And I can see what he's trying to do, but the fact of the matter is that his time's come to an end at Tottenham Hotspur, man. Even if he wins this, if he wins, he gets to do what Rafa did and walk away from Chelsea, for example. Just walk down the tunnel and gone. And if they lose, he needs to get out of North London as quickly as possible because they're going to be, there's going to be like, you know what I mean? Pitchforks.
There's no one that wants him at the club that supports that.
No, he's done.
But if I was, I'd leave now, bro.
I'll do the final.
I'd leave now.
I'd win my trophy.
I'll do the final.
If
you ain't going to win that trophy.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm an Arsenal fan, and his thing is like, I've been taught to hate Spurs. My pops supported Spurs. So it's like I just hate them because I'm meant to. But actually, I wouldn't mind if Ange forget Spurs. I actually wouldn't mind if Ange won. Just, you know, he was talking that stick talk. Like, I would love for him to just be able to
They'll
say,
beat United in the final, though.
You think so?
Yeah, but how many times they beat United twice this season, innit?
If we get Tottenham in the final, it might be stick hair.
Yeah.
But it could go either way.
It could.
United is weird.
Exactly. You don't know what to expect.
Trophies are just attracted to United. And United are attracted to trophies.
Very true.
That's why Liverpool and Man United, even though the hate's there, it's kind of a little bit of respect as well because you know United are going to scoop up something. They're going to pick something up. Wouldn't be surprised.
2 a.m. special.
2 a.m. They're going to pick up stuff. Because they just, you know what I mean? They'll be there saying, listen, boss man, can I get some extra chips in that chicken box, please?
Yeah, as I said, time is literally against us. So let's just round this up now and do our back pages. So listeners, this is where we shine light on players, managers, clubs, or anything outside football that's done well this week. And so start from my left, Strives, your back page.
My back page is gonna go to. I'm gonna give it to Barcelona for their victory over Real Madrid, Copa del Rey finals. I think I think it was a. I didn't watch it, admittedly. Saw a couple of highlights, but just the story, trophy in the bag, and it looks like they're gonna win the league. And obviously, they're on course for the treble. Hopefully, they won't get the treble because that will affect my season as an Arsenal fan. But yeah, Barcelona, I'm going to just give it to the team.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah, I'm also going to give it to the team, obviously Palace, for getting to the FA Cup final. Don't need to speak on it too much. I mean, yeah, they're in the FA Cup final, and big up to yourselves.
Big up, Palace.
London Athletic.
Yeah, so last Thursday, I was at the football blacklist at the Emirates.
For real.
So I just thought I'd just put that out there, a little shameless plug there. I also want to say shout out to my boy Darren Smith for picking up an award as one of the best practitioners of the year. Nice event. Nice to see fellow influencers like yourselves there doing their thing as well. Got to meet Darren Lewis. Big up to Darren Lewis as well. Wicked journal.
Have you got his contact? Because we'd like to have him on the podcast if you do have his contact.
Yeah, we'll do that after the show, yeah. But yeah, that would be my back page.
Yeah,
and I'll big you up for doing that event, for even being there, man. Because it looks dope. Like from the stories that you were putting up, and I love seeing events like that. I love like when that space is celebrated because it's been neglected for so long. So I love when people are intentional about giving flowers in that space, especially in the industry. Yeah. So yeah, man,
it was crazy. They said that 43% of the players in the Premier League are black. 43%.
Not surprising.
Yeah, that is higher than I thought it would be. But only 5% managers.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I mean, in Nigerian, bro. You're about people outside.
Why you go? Does it matter? We can't care about that. It's got to be 43%.
How much of that, the manager thing? I wonder how much of that is down to
the managers actually wanting it.
Yeah.
I did say that before. Because let's say, for example, like Rio Ferdinand, I'm sure you can manage, but you chose to do punditry.
Yeah.
There's things like that. Like I think Ian Wright tried it. He was like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, I think we need to speak into existence. Yeah. So this time next year, guys, we will be at the Blacklist event, Podcast Pundits.
We're bringing it in.
Joey, your back pages.
Yeah, a couple honourable mentions. Shout out Conor, Benn. Shout out Barcelona. Shout out Lamine Yamal. But mine goes to this slut. This slut.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well played.
Childish.
Drayman.
I'm going to give mine to Wrexham.
Yeah, that was going to be mine.
Yeah, for back-to-back promotions. Yeah, I think they're the first team to do that, right?
Yeah, I think 3 in a row.
Yeah.
they're on a
Three.
tip.
How many? Ipswich done 2, yeah?
What does that
Yeah.
mean now? Are they championship?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the champion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Imagine they get to the Prem. Imagine.
Deadpool's on the mad thing still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing a crazy one.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also, I touched on it last week, but Claudio Ranieri's gone 18. And
Yeah,
beaten
he's
now.
in a mad one as
Yeah,
well.
he's in a mad one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where
Shout out Claudio.
I'm not even too sure. I just saw that it was 18
I
unbeaten,
think
bro.
Napoli are top.
Yeah, they must be
Yeah.
near the top.
All-time dominant.
Inter Milan flopped in it.
Yeah. McTominay 2 goals.
Yeah, he got 2.
Imagine that. This is what I'm talking.
25 mil, you know. God
Yeah.
damn
That's
it,
what
man.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Was he? I think he's got like 12 assists and 9 goals or something.
Yeah.
United set
6.
3, you know.
Cool.
Imagine if they release Bruno.
For me, I'm
No
going
way.
to stay in Italy, give my back page to Cesc Fabregas. So I think last season they got promoted. This season they've avoided relegation, I think, comfortably as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I think he's one of the next managers up and coming. So
Say the team name, bro.
Comer,
So we saying he could be next Arsenal manager if
essentially, if he
Arteta
wants to.
moves the bed this season.
But don't he
Flops.
own? He's got part
Yeah,
ownership.
he's got
innit?
ownership.
Yeah.
So
Henry as well.
Henry, yeah.
Henry, few man them. Yeah.
Yeah. So and Comer, if you haven't been to Comer's
Beautiful,
it's a
bro.
Yeah.
Como, man.
beautiful place. So cool. Yeah. Thank you guys. That's the end of the episode. London Athletic, thank you for coming on again.
All right, listen,
Big up,
thank
big
you,
up,
look.
big up.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Next time will come when we'll just talk football properly, give you more time to talk about United
Yeah, for sure.
and everything else. But listeners,
Yeah, he's not allowed back unless we're playing well, bro.
pardon?
He's not allowed back.
Oh,
unless
but
we're
that
playing
means he's
well.
never going to allow back, is he?
Yeah.
Does he have to wear more clothes?
Yeah, you have to wear more clothes.
They say you have to wear more clothes.
Well,
No gym attire allowed.
So, no,
I know you've been leaving like this. You really want to get the same shots.
we'll invite you in winter, so therefore you
I have to.
It's a
yeah,
jumpers.
They asked me free before we started recording, but like I said, I was in my like evil Dom Toretto mode. You know what I mean?
yeah. So listeners, watchers, thank you for rocking with us. We are Podcast Pundits. We'll be back again, same time, same place next week.
Amazing.
Out.